Winter is upon us, and the boys of Caribou County have divided their attention between the mats and the hardwood. Tonight, we put our focus onto the basketball court for another thrilling edition of Caribou County basketball. It doesn't matter if you put on the red and black of Soda Springs, the red and gray of Grace, or the purple of North Gem. When it comes to Caribou County basketball, the Bear is colorblind in its coverage, bringing you every dive into the bench, every shot from the outside, and every pass to the paint, as the boys of the county fight, scratch, and claw their way towards the hope of an appearance at the state tournament. It's boys basketball in Caribou County right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Sports on KBRV are brought to you by Sanders Furniture, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now, let's turn our attention to the court as we send it to the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff.
And welcome everybody out to another edition of Soda Springs basketball as the boys get set to take on their second opponent of the season, South Fremont, and the Cougars making the trip 2 hours to the south, where Soda Springs and the Cardinals look to try and go to 2-0 on the season. South Fremont on the other side trying to get their first victory of the year after they fell to Marsh Valley last night in a battle that saw them dropping that game by 7 points. And what was a tough affair, talking with head coach Ryan Pope of the South Fremont basketball team. He said that they really just lost a little bit of steam toward the end. That's going to be something that could be another factor in tonight's game, with another high-paced game on the way and on tap for South Fremont and the Cougars. The Cardinals definitely a team we found out last night that will love to run the ball this year. Definitely is going to be one that's going to try and push the pace. That's a big factor in what is going to go on in tonight's ball game. Right now, the JV game out there on the court sees the Soda Springs Cardinals JV team on top 35-31 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of play. We'll keep you updated on how that one is going as we continue on through our pregame show here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Before we come back, or when we come back, we're going to take a look at our standout student, Junior Colton Medina from Soda Springs High School. Had a chance to join us on the show and talk a little bit about how his year has been going and what exactly he's expecting from the rest of his high school career. That's all on the other side of this on the Caribou Motor Rewind Standout Student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. Back here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
The rocket launched into the air.
And then crashed into the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Here are your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 3rd through the 9th, and it all starts off with Tyson family packs of chicken drumsticks or thighs at 99 cents a pound. They're also serving you fresh 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef for $3.49 a pound, and boneless beef rump roast at $3.49 a pound. If you're looking for veggies, grab one of their Fill It Fresh $10 bags and mix or match select items, including apples, pears, grapefruits, carrots, and cucumbers. That's a look at your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the pregame show. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. Happy to have you joining us here for this afternoon's broadcast, as it is a little bit of a matinee affair. First game tonight was at 2 o'clock, the second game at 3:30, and now the varsity game set to go off at 5 o'clock. We will be a little bit delayed on that, but we will have it coming for you as soon as the JV game is over and as soon as the warm-ups are done. Right now, it's time for a Caribou Motor Rewind standout student. We sat down with Colton Medina in our show. We'll be back with their comments right after this on this presentation of Soda Springs Cardinals basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
For the past 32 years, the team at Caribou Motor Rewind has been specializing in pumps and electric motors, including domestic pumps for house wells. Offering parts and service, they have everything you need. The team at Caribou Motor Rewind thanks everyone in southeastern Idaho for your business and congratulates area high school students on their hard work and dedication to schoolwork and to sports. Caribou Motor Rewind, 198 North Hooper, Soda Springs. Stop in today.
Caleb Burgraff with junior Colton Medina from Soda Springs High School. And Colton, you're a standout student for this week. And first of all, how's the school year been going for you?
It's pretty good. It's a struggle this year. A lot tougher classes, but I mean, it's good. I enjoy them. So, I mean, it's always good to push your limits.
The junior year always seems to be when classes really kind of take that extra level up. Are there any things that you've learned from your sophomore and freshman years that have helped you out with this year, though?
I think some of the things that I've learned is, like, you have to just keep moving on, keep pushing yourself, and just enjoy school, enjoy what you learn.
What are some of the things that you enjoy about coming here to Soda Springs High School? What are some things that make this school different from other schools that you've heard or seen?
We're pretty close together. We have really great programs, athletic programs. Our teachers interact and they're willing to help us. I mean, they're there for us.
What about some of the classes you're taking this year? Which ones are your favorites? What's your overall schedule look like?
So my overall schedule it's a tougher class because I was looking at graduating this year. Ended up not happening because of the overload. But, I mean, it's a tougher schedule. Some of the classes I enjoy are like the ag classes. And I also enjoy math. I'm actually in college algebra and trig, and I mean, it's a tough class. You have to really push yourself for it.
What are some of the things that drew you to those tougher classes and wanting to try and graduate early? I mean, obviously, since it's not going to happen, you got to go on until next year. But what pushes you to get to that level?
You know, I really don't know. I guess I just was fascinated with different classes, and so I decided to push myself, see how far I can go, because I mean, my career that I'm going into is agriculture. I want to be able to own my own ranch and farm, and to do that from starting from nothing, I have to really push my limits and push to get there.
It's good to have what you want to do with life planned out already, though, and being able to move on with that. Have you given thought to after school and colleges that you want to go to?
Yeah, I'm looking towards going on an LDS mission, and that's a 2-year thing to just go and serve for my religion. After I get home, I'm looking at going to some ag school. I've been looking highly at USU. They have a great program there, and I've always been interested in them.
When it comes to your mission, is there any place, I know you can't choose where you want to go, but is there any place that if you had a choice, you would definitely want to sign up for?
I've always thought India was a fascinating place, but I mean, they don't have a mission there. After that, I really don't know. There are some parts of me that want to stay in States, but there are others where I want to go learn the different culture and different language.
Final thing for you, and that's when you look at what you've learned most here at Soda Springs, beyond just the education side of things, what's the biggest life lesson that you've learned?
It's a good question. I guess basically you're not going to get anywhere if you don't push yourself. You also have to enjoy life while you have it, because I mean, high school flies by so fast. It feels like just yesterday I was in 8th grade.
Colton, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us. You're a standout student for this week.
Yeah, thank you. No problem.
That was once again junior Colton Medina from Soda Springs High School. He was our standout student for this week on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online, where you can watch a live video stream of tonight's matchup. JV game with the final minutes starting to tick down. Soda Springs still holding on to that 35-31 lead as Dylan Downs with the basketball continues to move around. Morgan Steele now hands the ball off once as well, as the two teams fighting for each other and battling with each other. And the coach is not exactly happy. It's been a rough physical game on the court at this point in time so far for these two teams, and each of them is trying to come away with a victory here tonight. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll get back into our coaches show. This has been the stand-down student segment of our pregame show, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. Back after this with more of our shows. We're going to sit down and talk with the head coaches of today's teams on the Pregame Coaches Show on this presentation of Soda Springs High School basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Back out here at Soda Springs High School, once again, Caleb Burgraff on KBRV 800 The Bear. About 23.8 seconds left to go in the JV game on the court as we sit here and watch that game start to come to a conclusion. Soda Springs up 36-31, and another foul is going to be called on South Fremont. That will see Soda Springs heading to the line for more free throws at the stripe. 1-and-1 free throws are going to be coming up for their member at the line, and at the line it is going to be, give me one moment to actually pull up a roster in front of me. At the line is going to be Kyle Dursteler, excuse me. I apologize if I mispronounce the name. He'll put up the shot, miss it, and it remains a 5-point lead. South Fremont needs a quick basket. A 3-point shot up from the outside is no good by Bryson Stoddard. As Cardinal down on the ground as a foul is going to come out from the Cougars, and another chance for free throws at the line. And it is Dorstler who is holding his right eye right now and definitely in some pain as he comes over towards the bench. And maybe an elbow or a finger to the eye or something along those lines, as he is going to be checking out. And into the game in his place will sub Hunter Bybee to stand on the right side of the line. But again, 10.4 seconds left. We're just about to get into our pregame coaches show here on KBRV 800 The Bear. As soon as this game comes to a close, we're going to jump into that, a little bit of bonus coverage of the JV game. As we sit here, the Soda Springs Cardinals right now holding, as I said, that 37-31 lead. Free throw up and no good. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Morgan Steele. And back into the hands of Fremont as South Fremont brings it up right side. Quick three at the buzzer, put up, no good. And that's how it all ends. Bryson Stoddard shot at the buzzer coming up just short. And with that, the final score of the JV game goes as a 37-31 win for Soda Springs and the JV squad. We'll be back with another look at the pregame coaches show, but first I want to give you a reminder that today's broadcast brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you'll find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital, Living Center, and Clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs. Now on to our pregame coaches show, where we had a chance to sit down and talk with Ryan Pope of the South Fremont Cougars about what exactly his team needs to do in their game tonight, as they're coming back after a loss last night, I should say, to Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Right now, Ryan Pope talks on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Bergraff joined with Coach Ryan Pope from the South Fremont basketball team. And Coach, you guys are one game into the season. What's the early season mean for you as a coach when it comes to getting your team ready?
I just feel like it's a time to learn. For me to learn my kids, to learn what we're good at, what we're not good at, to learn what positions they need to be in, what individuals' strengths and weaknesses are. And honestly, the preseason practices to me aren't very effective until I can get a game or two in. And once I get those in, it gives me a better feel for what I need to do with my team and what we're going to be good at. And we learned a lot last night against Marsh Valley, some things that we can work on. We'll go back to practice next week and continue to work on that.
When you look at that Marsh Valley game, talk about some of the things that you saw from your team that impressed you, that you really think you can build on going through the season.
I saw both the good and the bad. The good thing was probably when we were focused mentally into it, executing some things, we got some nice looks. When we got a little sloppy, we played right into their hands. Marsh likes to trap and press and run. And in that fourth quarter, we got sloppy. We got lazy on defense. We fouled them a lot. They shot a ton of free throws. But probably the biggest difference between the first three quarters and the last quarter was our guys didn't execute. We got out of it a little bit. We were a little tired. I think there's some things there that we can work on.
When you look at your team, the roster has plenty of size on it this year. You have a couple of kids above 6'3", and then most of the kids sitting right there around that 6-foot range. Does that help you as a coach when you have that good variety of size?
Yeah, it does. It's nice to have it. A lot of it this year are kids that are inexperienced, so it's going to take us a little while, but I think we can put together a very good team. And some of those kids that are big are new either to the varsity or to our program, and so they got a ways to go, but I believe they can get there.
When you have a 3A program like this that has a good mix of juniors and seniors as well, how do you use that to your advantage when it comes to these early season games and when you're taking on a team that some of the seniors have seen before in Soda Springs and it turns into a tough battle?
When you come to Soda, you play a great team and have a great coach and very hard-nosed kids. And so I rely on those seniors to get our new players ready for it, prepared mentally, ready to go in here and really fight. I feel like this is a place that we come each year that really makes us a better team. They play a good brand of basketball, and it helps us a lot as we move forward in the season, as opposed to playing somebody who may not be as tough and physical as Soda is. Maybe we get an easy victory, but we don't learn the same kind of lessons that we can by playing against the Soda Springs.
Your team is obviously coming off of a state championship. Soda Springs also coming off of a big run in the state tournament that left them just shy. When you look at the marquee of this type of a matchup, again, from two teams from last year, does this help also just build the confidence of the kids in going into a game like this for later in the year?
Yeah, it does. It helps us because as we start to feel that we're playing against good competition, even if our record isn't always sterling. One of the things we learned from last year, we started off 1-4 and ended up playing and winning a state championship, was that if you stick together, you learn from those lessons from those games, even those tough defeats. It can help you a lot down the road as your season progresses.
Coach Pope, thank you so much for the time sitting down talking, and good luck to you guys going against Soda today.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Ryan Pope of the South Fremont Cougars there on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Both teams out on the court warming up as they continue to prepare for tonight's matchup between Soda Springs and the Cardinal men, their second game of the season, taking on South Fremont and the Cougars in a rematch of last year's games between these two teams. We'll talk about more about that rematch, more about what these two teams need to do tonight when we come back on the other side of this break on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online where you can watch live video streaming of tonight's contest at mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Back here on the pregame show, Caleb Bergramp on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online, where you can watch live video streaming of tonight's matchup at KBRV or at mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs. We're in the middle of the pregame coaches show, getting ready to sit down and talk with assistant coach of the boys team, Brent Erickson. After last night's win for Soda Springs, they won 49-39 over Sugar Salem. But before we do that, let's take a look at what these two teams did against each other last year, with South Fremont coming here to Soda Springs and Soda Springs traveling to South Fremont last year. It was the same order. Soda Springs won the first matchup last year, 57-43, and then won the second matchup as well, 52-42. So South Fremont looking for a little bit of revenge after what the Cardinals were able to do to them in last year's season. And for Soda Springs, it springboarded them into a trip to the championship game where they lost to Firth in a 52-39 struggle. It also was able to springboard South Fremont into their state championship game as well, as they were able to try and move their way along, and it did not work out for Soda. It did work out into a state championship for South Fremont and the Cougars, and I know that Soda Springs and the Cardinal men, hoping that maybe these games can do the same thing for them, and they're off to a 1-0 start, beating Sugar Salem last night. Last season, they were able to get off to a 5-0 start before Marsh Valley handed them their first loss in a 2-point loss. That was in a game late December in one of those matchups. And the Cardinals, of course, also going to be getting ready for a trip over to Parma in late December, where they're going to get another test from teams that they don't normally get to see. But for right now, it's all about South Fremont. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Brent Erickson of the Soda Springs Cardinals here on the pregame coaches show and talk to him about what exactly the Cardinals need to come away with in tonight's game. We'll listen to his thoughts right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Bergerack joined here on the pregame show with Brent Erickson from the Soda Springs basketball team. And Coach, last night, good win for your guys as they start out the season 1-0 now. What were your thoughts from watching that game from the sidelines?
I've mentioned to you before the defensive pressure that we put on teams. Felt like our team played a great defensive game. There's some things we need to clean up. Got a little bit chaos, but other than that, we shared the ball well. Everybody seemed to score. I didn't look at the stats, but I like we had some balancing scoring, and that's always a positive in the first game.
Yeah, from my stats, I think it was 7 different kids scoring in that first game. That's always something you like to see, and especially when you don't really have any kid that's just absolutely jumping out on the scorebook. Now, you did have Tanner Myers have a good game last night. Are you expecting him to come up with that type of a performance night in and night out?
Tanner's always going to bring his best. Very, very, very good athlete. He's a competitor. Very quick, jumps well. That was a thing that we looked from Tanner in every game. You know, we've got 7 or 8 kids that can contribute like that, so it isn't like we have to rely on Tanner to do that every night. If Tanner may have an off night, Rich Thompson, Kyle Olson, Josh Balls, Will Sims, Will Kress, you can go right on down the list. That's a strength that Coach Bergholm has this year, is we've got good depth.
One of the other things I noticed from the box score last year was the rebounding, and you and I talked last night on the postgame show about the quality of the legs that this team has and their ability to get up there, but also the ability to fight and the desire to go for that ball. You guys out-rebounded Sugar Salem by 10 rebounds in last night's game.
Well, that's one thing you cannot coach, is how to jump. You can push the kids to be more aggressive and go and get in those offensive rebounds and boxing out on defense, but you cannot coach good legs, and we're fortunate to have kids on this team this year that I like to say can jump out of the gym.
When you look at tonight's matchup against South Fremont now, it's a team that's coming off of a state championship win. You guys are coming off of a deep run in the state championships. This is pretty much a marquee matchup for the early season when it comes to storylines and things to put into. How do you keep the kids controlled and keep them calm going into a game like this where it is against a team that is going to be a challenge?
Well, Coach Bergholm, we're always talking about confidence. The kids have to learn to play with confidence, but he keeps them in check as far as their egos go. And this team here, we don't have those kids that they're not the ones that are going to come into this game tonight and think, oh, we've just got to lace our shoes up. This is a group of kids that work hard, and I like the team continuity that we're getting. They all play together. It doesn't seem like they're jealous of one kid or another. So that's going to be a positive thing for us. Now, you talk about South Fremont. They did lose their best player. He was the 3A player of the year. I think he's playing basketball for College of Southern Idaho in Twin Falls. He was 6'8". He was a load for us. They got another kid that's going to be a load for us. But I think, when you talk about them having the success they have, and we've had success, is you got two programs that are coming off a very good year, and they want to get back to the state championship game. So I think you'll see a very competitive game tonight.
That's what we're hoping for. Coach, thank you as always for the time. Good luck to you guys to get ready for South Fremont and the Cougars.
Thank you.
That was assistant coach Brent Erickson here on our pregame show as we're just about a minute away from the national anthem and the starting lineups of tonight's ball game. As we will take another break here, and coming up on the other side, we'll have starting lineups coming your way here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com, where the Soda Springs Cardinals look to move to 2-0 on the season against South Fremont. Tip-off is next on your home for all things Soda Springs Cardinals.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
There you have it, your national anthem here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, as we are just about set for basketball here tonight. Starting lineups coming your way here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com, as well as your 3C Grill and Grace opening tip-off. But first we get to those starting lineups brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring place on earth. Starting off with the Cougars of South Fremont. They're going to be led off by number 2, junior Jared Stoddard, a 5'10" guard. Number 11 is Cody Tucker, a senior 5'9" guard. Number 21 is Alec Pope, the coach's son, a senior as well, 5'11", and playing the guard position as well. Number 22 is Drew Stoddard. He is a 5'11" post. There's a junior as well, and a big man for them is going to be Blake Barchi. He is a 6'6" junior post, wearing the number 24 for the South Fremont Cougars. On the other side for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as the lights go down, the flashlights go on the phones, the wristbands start getting waved. It is all time for the Cardinals starting lineup. They're going to be led off by number 2. He had a 14-point game last night. That is Tanner Myers. He is a 6-foot senior. Where's the number 2? Number 3 is Josh Balls. He is a 5'11" senior as well. He had 9 points in the game last night, including a steal towards the end of the fourth quarter that really put this game out of reach last night between Soda Springs and Sugar Salem. Number 10 is Ridge Thompson. He is a 5'11" junior wearing the starting lineup. He is also going to be the main point guard and take over a lot of the ball handling duties for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Post players include Will Sims. He is a 6'4" junior, wears the number 20. And wrapping it all up is sophomore Henry Workman, a 6'4" sophomore, wearing the number 23. Henry Workman. First off the bench, expect to see Kyle Olson as well as Will Kress and Hiram Brown, with Riley Harris, Dylan Downs getting some playing time out there as well for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Those are your starters, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, the most caring place on earth. Two teams will meet out at center court for the opening tip-off. In the center circle, it's going to be Blake Barshi going against Henry Workman. The Cardinals wearing their home whites, Cougars wearing their road blacks. Cougars across the front with Cougars written in red, as well as the numbers in red and outlined in white. Two officials pointing at each other, ready to go here on this Saturday afternoon and evening. And the opening tip is going to be won over by the Cougars, and South Fremont will look to bring the basketball forward, working left to right on your radio dial. Bringing it forward is Alec Pope. Comes to his right, dribbling into the wing, guarded by Josh Balls on the outside. Swings a pass to the left side where Cody Tucker holds onto it. Into the middle of the play. Barshi blocked away by Will Sims. Josh Balls comes away with the steal, and back the other way are going to come Soda Springs and the Cardinals. It's going to be Ridge Thompson coming to his left, picks up his dribble, goes up top. Will Sims holds onto it there. Barshi face guarding him. He's going to go down to Josh Balls in the post, has it stripped out of his hands, and back the other way will come South Fremont and the Cougars. Pope up at the top of the key, stands near the logo, now drives to his right, or walks to his right rather, goes into the right side corner. Jared Stoddard goes back up top. They're going to swing it to the hands of Pope. Stands over left of the key, tops it over, gets it to Stoddard again. 3-ball from the right side of the key. That's Jared Stoddard cracking the scoreboard, and it goes to a 3-0 lead for South Fremont. To the right side, Ridge Thompson to the hoop. Quick drive, 2 steps to the right side. Ridge Thompson answers with Soda Springs' first basket. 2-3 the score with a minute gone by. Alec Pope again will take the point guard duties for the Cougars. Comes to his right. Double team quickly. Josh Ball's trying to stay with him, but Pope too quick, driving to the hoop as Alec Pope makes it a 3-point game once again. 6:41 to go, 5-2 after a quick flurry of scoring here in the early going of this game. Soda Springs again with the basketball. Will Sims goes to the right side. Gives off to Tanner Myers. Back to Sims. Still over on the right side wing. Just inside the 3-point line. Rises for a high 3-point shot. And it's going to land into the hands of Henry Workman and Drew Stoddard. And a jump ball is going to be called. That is an Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball. And Soda Springs will retain possession. It'll be Josh Balls to inbound the basketball. Lobs one deep to Henry Workman. Stands just in front of the top of the key. Will Sims now takes it right side elbow. And now an offensive foul is going to be called as Soda Springs saw Henry Workman going down to try and set a screen. He picks up his first foul and another Soda Springs turnover. That's their second of the ball game with 6:20 to go in the first quarter. Bringing it forward up again is going to be Alec Pope as he crosses the logo to the left side. Hands off on the wing. They'll give it up top to Stoddard. Right side, holding onto it. Barshi now on the elbow, guarded by Will Sims behind him. He'll find a little bit of crease, drives in. Sims with his second block, and the Cardinals come up with the ball once again. Ridge Thompson to drive. Flips outside into the hands of Balls. Gives it to Workman. Josh trying to scramble to find an opening. Henry Workman trying to find someone to get the ball to. Now gives it off to Tanner Myers, up top to Ridge Thompson. And with 5:48 to go, the Cardinals will reset. Down by 3. Josh Balls takes it on the left wing. Flips it to the corner, taken there by Thompson. Holds it out, guarded by Cody Tucker. Drives baseline. Thompson lays it up and in. Cuts to the hoop. Nobody stopped him, and Ridge Thompson brings it back to a 1-point game. Up the court is going to come Alec Pope. Wearing the gray shoes, low tops, drives to his right. Cuts in, now steps back to the top of the key, bounces the pass to Stoddard, left side. Jeremy bounces one inside Barshi, tries to go up, gets guarded, face guarded by Sims. Tight defense as they force the ball back to the top of the key, where Alec Pope will take back the point guard duties. 5:12 to go. Pope to his left side, bounces one into the corner, flip down low. Trying it there is going to be Drew Stoddard. He flows one over the hoop. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Barshi. He cuts outside to Pope. Pope back into Barshi, down on the lower right block, feeds one underneath to the bigger Stoddard. Drew kicks outside to his cousin, and Jared, who drops home his second triple of the game on the assist from Drew Stoddard. 8-4, 4:45 to go. Cardinals trailing by 4 points to South Fremont. Thompson to the right side, lobs one underneath. Henry Workman going up for the ball. Can't quite sky high enough to get it, and it's going to go off of Barshi as he went for the rebound or went for the loose ball. It will be Soda Springs to inbound once again. 8-4, they trail. 4:38 to go. Cardinals looking to inbound. Josh Balls finds Thompson, right side, flips it back to Josh Balls, now throws it away as South Fremont comes away with a loose ball after it was tipped up into the air between the two. Pope not stopping for anybody, drives up the court, flips it through the lane into the hands of Stoddard. He can't hold on to it, and South Fremont gets their first turnover of the game, and the Cardinals go back the other way. It'll be Ridge Thompson to take the inbounds as soon as the substitutions come through, and first man off the bench for the Cardinals is Kyle Olson as Henry Workman, the sophomore, will take a seat. 4:27 to go, and Ridge Thompson will bring the basketball forward. Crosses the timeline with 4:22 to go. Guarded on the outside of the circle, as that was Tucker before he flips the ball off to Olson. Sims now takes it right side wing, kicks it to Myers. He'll spin move into lane, goes high with the over and under, and can't get the shot to fall. Rebounds, though, is tipped out of bounds. And a athletic display to save it from going into the drum set by one of the band members. And the Cardinals will keep possession as it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Cougars. Josh Ball set to inbound once again. Stands on the baseline, left side of the hoop. Finds Olson, lays it up and in. Beautiful move by Kyle Olson to sneak through on the inbounds pass. 2-point advantage now for South Fremont. And the Cougars will bring the basketball back forward. Alec with the basketball. Over to his right, guarded by Josh Balls again, fronting him as he forces the ball off into the hands of Jared Stoddard, finds Barcio, airballs a shot short, rebound tip back into play. Josh Balls comes up with it. He's going to push it near side. Sims wide open to lay it in. Will Sims knots the game up at 8 here in the first quarter. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go, and the Cougars will bring the basketball forward once again. Pope looking to try and stop the offensive run of the court Cardinals. A quick 4-0 run being put onto the board by Soda Springs to tie the game up. Barshi flips the ball all the way around to Tucker. He'll bring a left-handed dribble to the top of the key. Jarrett puts up a quick three-shot ball, too short off the front of the rim. Ridge Thompson gets the board, quickly pushes the ball back up himself, almost has it swatted out of his hands. Tracking it down in a triple team is Josh Balls, who is going to be fouled, and down on the court, gripping his right shoulder automatically is Alec Pope, and he might be hurt, as he is wincing hard after watching a scramble for the basketball. The foul is going to go on Cody Tucker for his first, and Soda Springs will keep possession of the basketball. Josh Balls hit the deck, so he's going to also check out of the game, and Will Crest will check into the game for him. 8-8 your score here, 3:12 to go. Ball's going to be inbounded by Ridge Thompson as he will bring the basketball forward. Over to his left, uses his dribble, gets crossed over by Pope, pass the ball off to Crest, top of the key. Crest gives it to Olson over on the right wing. Guarded, face value. He's going to try to drive inside. Has the ball ripped out of his hands by Pope. Another turnover by the Cardinals. Pope drives up, lays it up short off the side of the rim. The offensive rebound's going to be pulled in, though, by Hanson Curtis. But back the other way come the Cardinals quickly after Olson pulls in the board. He passes it up ahead to Will Crest, who finishes off the play. Cardinals take their first lead of the game, 10-8, a 6-0 run by Soda Springs, and back the other way will come the Cougars. Bounce pass to the left side. It'll be taken there by Tyler Barney. Barney goes up top to Barcy looking inside. Dribbles to his left, now hands the basketball off to Pope, who's going to back up towards the logo once again. Cardinals giving him some space. He'll give off to Ty Larson. Now a foul away from the basketball is going to be called. That goes on Olsen. So Kyle Olsen picks up his first foul. Greg Bergholm not happy with it. And substitutions will check in for the Cardinals after the foul. Olsen will stay in the game. Will Sims and Tanner Myers will take a seat on the benches. Back out to the game is Hiram Brown as well as Henry Workman into the game for a second time. Also making some subs are the Cougars as Blake Barshey will check out of the game. Back into the game for them is Drew Stoddard. It'll be Pope to take the basketball in the backcourt. 2:12 to go. He comes up to the right side, tries to dribble around, gets through a screen, pass the ball over to the top of the key. That's where Larson tries to pump fake, picks up his dribble though, finds Pope up at the top of the key again, dribbles to the right elbow, quick skip down into the top of the key before finding down low a quick hook shot by Hanson Curtis. Rebound tipped around before finally Ridge Thompson comes away with it, brings the basketball up, and a foul's going to be called, and it's a blocking foul. Is trying to step in and take the charge was Pope. Couldn't get his feet set quickly enough, and it's going to be an chance for Soda Springs to inbound the basketball underneath their own basket. 10-8, Soda Springs leads. They've held South Fremont scoreless for the last couple of minutes, going on a 6-0 run of their own with 1 minute and 51 seconds to go. It'll be Will Crest to inbound the basketball as Pope takes a seat on the bench. Back into the game is Jarrett Stoddard. They'll look to pass the ball in. Workman can't get a good handle on it. Has to pass it back outside to Rich Thompson. Quick three ball up, no good. Rebound's going to go into the hands of Hiram Brown. They'll skip it around the outside once again. Well, the Cardinals is driving baseline is Olsen, and a foul's going to be called on the ground this time. And the Cardinals will have another chance to inbound the basketball. Foul goes on Hanson Curtis for his first foul. And it'll be the Cardinals making a couple quick substitutions. As out of the game is going to be Rich Thompson. Josh Balls checks back into the game for Soda Springs to get some more minutes. He'll be the one doing the inbounding. Out of the game is also going to check Curtis as they go with Bursey back into the game. Josh Balls looking to inbound. Looks deep. Passes this one for Kress. He'll take it back in the front court, but gives it to Josh Balls over at the right side of the court. Down inside the lane, it's going to be Olsen stepping in a bit. Hiram Brown skies for the board after the rebound's no good. Another foul's going to be called down low on the rebound attempt. Hiram Brown was hacked, they're going to say, and it'll be another chance for the Cardinals to inbound. This time the foul goes on Drew Stoddard for his first, team fifth foul on the South Fremont Cougars. Another chance to inbound. Workman's going to come out to pick up the basketball beyond the three-point line. Gives off to Hiram. He'll stand top of the key. Throws this one intended for Workman, who was cutting in at the exact moment the ball is going to him. Josh Ball saves it, drives down the baseline, and the ball's tipped out of his hands, and it will remain Soda Springs basketball and another inbounds opportunity. Soda Springs trying to build on a 2-point advantage here. 1:22 to go, first quarter. Josh Balls to inbound. Finds Will Crest wide open in the corner for three. Can't hit it. Hiram Brown, another rebound. Has it poked out of his hands, though. Pushing the pace the other way and getting fouled as he slides to the deck is Ty Larson. Got the steal after Brown pulled in the rebound. Soda Springs with their fifth turnover of the game. And on the out-of-bounds play, it'll be they are going to call a foul on Hiram Brown as the third foul on Soda Springs and the Cardinals. So 1:15 to go now. Another chance for Soda to guard the inbound now as Barshey is going to be tied up by Olsen, and the Cardinals will be giving the ball back over to the Cougars on the jump ball signal. That is another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball for all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs. Set to inbound is going to be Larson. He'll throw the ball deep. It's going to be poked out of bounds. Last touched again by the by the Cardinals. And Josh Ball's the one who was in the passing lane to poke that one out of bounds. Cougars will make another quick substitution as Larson checks out of the game. In for him, I believe, is Alec Polk back into the game. 1:12 to go. Pope will take the inbounds pass in the backcourt. Dribbles it across the timeline to the right side. Looks deep. Trying to find a way to get it down to Barshey. Instead, he's going to hand the ball off over on the far side. Ball ends up in the hands of Jared Stoddard. He passes the Barshey over on the wing, holding onto the basketball, fronted by Workman, gives off to Pope. Stands on the left elbow, gives this ball over. Again, Stoddard, Jarrett puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound falls into the hands of Barshey, though, for his second board. And again, the Cougars will reset as Pope gets it wide open, top of the key, can't hit the three. Rebound's going to be skipped around before again Barshey picks up the loose ball on the ground. And it'll be back for another chance for the Cougars with under 40 seconds to play. Pope with the basketball. Comes to his right, guarded by Olsen. Gets a little bit of space. Olsen dives at him. Now he kicks it up to Stoddard. Stoddard bounces it left side, where it's taken by Barney. Back up top to Pope once again, who's going to back the ball out with 24 seconds to go. Cougars being patient on this offensive possession as Pope steps around left side, puts up a quick three ball from the top of the key, can't get it to go. Rebound again into the hands of Hiram Brown, and he's fouled from the side. Foul goes, I believe, on to Jarrett Stoddard. No, they're going to actually call it on Drew Stoddard, so his cousin picks up a foul. And with 17.4 seconds, the Cardinals will get to bring the basketball forward again. 16 fouls now on South Fremont and the Cougars, the second one on Drew Stoddard. Cardinals will take their time bringing it forward. Josh Balls at a slow jog, passes it up ahead to Olsen, now right side wing. Holds the ball high above his head, passes it to Workman, cutting to the hoop, floats one at the hoop, can't get it to go, airballs it over. Barshi, right place, right time, gets the ball. He'll push the pace with 2 seconds to go, flips it over to the right side, and as the buzzer sounds, a shot off, no good. Would not have counted anyways at the horn. We'll take another break, come back here with the second quarter of play on the other side. Soda Springs leading 10-8 on your scoreboard here at the home of the Cardinals.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket. But it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place. And then they act so surprised when I find them. But I'm like, hello? That's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Two teams breaking out of the timeout huddles here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, with South Fremont trailing Soda Springs 10-8 on your scoreboard. Soda Springs being paced by Rich Thompson with 4 points, but 4 different Cardinals have helped score so far in the game. As the Cardinals will open up with the basketball, it's going to be Balls passing it up to the top right side. They'll get it into the hands of Tanner Myers, back into the game after getting a seat. He'll drive to the hoop himself, goes to the basket, fouled on the way there as he was able to work his way around the defender. Coming up off the ground is Cody Tucker, who's going to be responsible for the foul. So that'll send Tanner Myers to the free throw line after Tucker picks up his second foul. Or excuse me, they actually call the foul on Alec Pope, so it'll be his second foul. And the first free throw up and good for Tanner Myers. As he gets his first chance to crack the scoreboard tonight, he'll have one more free throw coming up. 7th team foul on South Fremont as the free throw up. This one rolls around the rim. No good. Free rebound tipped over to the right side. Alec Pope tracks it down for his first board. And again, South Fremont will bring it forward, trailing by 3, 11-8 with 7:38 to go. Far side ball is going to be bounced into the hands of Tucker. Goes underneath the basket and back out to Tucker on the left side wing. Pope takes the ball outside, top of the key. Dribbles out near the logo, bounces it back to Tucker on the left side wing, holds the ball, guarded out there by Brown. They'll find Barchi as he comes up near the top of the key, flipped underneath as a quick pass hit off of the backboard, ends up being a turnover for South Fremont, only their second of the game. Henry Workman comes up with a steal, finds Sims right side elbow for 2, can't get it to go. Rebound's going to go out of bounds, and it was last touched by South Fremont on the way out of bounds. So Soda Springs will again keep possession of the basketball for another chance to put some offensive points on the board, but not before a timeout is called. We'll take a timeout as well. Back here after this on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Back here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, they lead 11-8. They've gone since the Cougars scored their 8th point on a 7-0 run, have Soda Springs and the Cardinals to take a 4-point deficit and turn it into a 3-point lead. Just about a minute gone by in the third quarter. Cardinals right now just playing at a quick pace. They have turned the ball over quite a few times, but their defense has been able to result in several rebounds for them as well, and not necessarily a ton of turnovers coming from South Fremont. So it hasn't been like that has been the case at how Soda Springs have been getting the basketball. It's really just been the struggles on the offense or in the passing game, or excuse me, the shooting game for South Fremont so far that have cost them only 3 field goals, when 2 of those being 3-point baskets from Jared Stoddard. Cardinals will be set to inbound. Josh Ball's looking to do the inbounds pass as the senior stands on the baseline. Looks to pass this one in. Nobody cutting open. Finally throws one in. It's going to be off the hands of Thompson and picked up by South Fremont. Ball picked up by Pope, and South Fremont will get to bring it up on another Soda Springs turnover, their 6th of the game. 6 minutes, 58 seconds to go as the ball will be into the hands of Pope. Tries to drive right side. He's going to end up seeing the basketball go inside to Larson. And a foul is going to be called away from the basket on Tanner Myers for his first. 4th team foul on the Cardinals, so another inbounds coming from the near sideline for the Cougars. It'll be Barchi to do the inbounding. Bounces the pass into Larson. He hands off to Pope over on the left side wing. Tries to drive into lane himself. Goes up. Reverse layup. Too short. Ridge Thompson right there to pull in the rebound. And the Cardinals will try and weave it up the court. Right side. Dylan Downs gives the ball over to Josh Balls from beyond the 3-point arc. Craps in the 3-point shot, and it's going to be a 6-point lead for the Cardinals now. 14-8, a 10-0 run for Soda Springs here since the middle of the first quarter of play. 6:23 to go. Cardinals see the ball bounced over to the right side wing. It'll be a pass to the top of the key. Larson left wide open for 3. His shot too strong off the back iron. Josh Balls pulls in the board, and it'll be back up ahead to Ridge Thompson. Pushing the pace, right side. Sims puts up a quick shot. That one rolls in. Friendly roll as Will Sims knocks home a triple. The big man showing some range. 17-8. The Cardinals lead expands to 9 points. The run builds up to 13. Pope over to the left side. Comes back near the logo. Now dribbles back to the wing. Trying to work against Josh Balls. Can't get around him. Picks up his dribble and bounces one to Larson. Larson now comes over to the right side. Gives off to Barshi. Barshi fakes a handoff. Still holding the ball out away from him. 5-second count started. Takes a dribble. Gives it over to Pope. Drives into the hoop. Tries to go up, and Sims now going for the block is going to foul him on the way to the hoop. Will Sims picks up the first foul, and that will send Pope to the free throw line, where he is yet to take an attempt. It'll be the first free throws attempted for South Fremont in the game. 2 attempts coming up for the senior, and also the coach's son for the Cougars. He'll eye it, puts up the shot, and this one is nothing but net on the way through. Pope now with 3 points. Cougars a point away from reaching double digits, close the gap down to an 8-point game. Fresh into the game for the Cougars, Jamal Kidiana, as well as Drew Stoddard. 2 of them talking in the backcourt. As up in the front court at the free throw line, taking a shot this time again is going to be Pope. Second free throw up and good. 2 for 2 on the trip. Cardinals lead cut down to 7, 17-10. 5 minutes, 33 seconds to go, and Ridge Thompson will bring the ball forward to the right side on the wing. Picks up his dribble, looks over to his right, gives it to Downs, back now to Thompson, stands outside the wing. Goes to the top of the key, drives to his right now, cuts into the lane, picks up his dribble, looking to get it to Sims. Can't find anybody breaking open. Now finally gets it to Tanner Myers, who comes to bail him out on the right side wing. He'll pass it down low to Sims, tries to spin inside, puts up a shot, rolls around the rim, can't get it to go. Kidiana pulls down the board, and a foul is going to be called on Will Sims, and the crowd does not like it. But it was a little bit aggressive by Sims, and Kidiana moving the ball around. Tough for a person to get a good hold onto the basketball. Good call by the officials there. 17-10. 5:07 to go, and set to inbound the basketball is going to be Drew Stoddard, as the Cougars will be moving left to right still and bringing it all the way up the full court. Pope gets the inbounds pass. He'll look out at the court in front of him as he directs some traffic crossing the logo with 5 minutes left to go. Comes over to the right side. A blocking foul going to be called again. This one's an offensive foul. Goes against Kidiana. That's going to be his first foul. Team's 8th. And it'll be Soda Springs inbound to the basketball after the offensive foul was called. Another chance for the Cardinals to bring the basketball forward. Ridge Thompson's going to be in charge of the point guard duties. Drives to his left, bounce pass near side. Ball is left quickly open for three. Too short on the shot. Tanner Myers comes in for the board, though. Gives it off to Downs. Now Thompson, top of the key. Cardinals another chance to run the offense. Thompson straight to the hoop, though. Is going to not even worry about anyone else. Lays it up, can't get it to go. Another rebound to Kitiana after the shot rolled in, then bounced out. 10-17, another chance for the Cougars. They'll bring it forward. 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go. To the right side, bounce pass is going to go into the hands of Drew Stoddard. Drives baseline, puts up a quick shot off the side of the rim on the bank for the layup. Can't get it to go. Rebound into the hands of Tucker. His putback's no good. Henry Workman pulls in his first rebound, and back the other way comes Soda Springs. It'll be Thompson with the basketball to the left side wing. Looks inside. Cardinals cut Downs up to the top of the key. He'll rise for three from about 25 feet. About 22 feet. Got a little bit excited there. Either way, Dylan Downs knocks home the triple, makes it a 20-10 game. 10-point advantage for Soda Springs, one of their biggest of the game. And the Cardinals will see the Cougars take a timeout. We'll take one here as well on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Thank you again to all of our sponsors here on KBRV 800 The Bear, and I also want to give another shout out to Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you will find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. Caribou Memorial Hospital, Living Center, and clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs. Cardinals leading 20-10, doubling up the Cougars of South Fremont early in the second quarter, or midway through the second quarter. And the Cardinals looking to defend the inbound as the Cougars were the ones to call the timeout and will be bringing the basketball up the court. It's been a good defensive showing by Soda Springs, particularly in this quarter, where they have held the Cougars from getting onto the scoreboard by way of field goals. Their only points coming off of 2 Alec Pope free throws. It'll be Alec Pope to bring the basketball forward. Under 4 to play here, second quarter, as he crosses the timeline with 3:48 to go. Ball bounced over to Barchi over on the left side, or right side, gives it to Pope, top of the key, quick bounce pass into the corner. Barchi now drives around. The 6'6" sophomore or junior drives into the hoop. Can't get the shot to fall. Rebound rolls around on the ground before finally going out of bounds. Last off of a Cardinal leg, and it's going to remain Cougars basketball to inbound. Set to do the inbounding is going to be Pope. Swats the ball once, not Pope. He'll get the inbounds pass. Thought about the three for a moment, and now dribbles it back as Josh Balls forces him near the logo. To the right side, bounce pass is going to be intended for Barney. Pulls it into his hands, drives from the corner, stops, pops from 15 feet. Shot rolls along the side of the rim. Barchi pulls in the rebound. He goes in for the shot. Now he hits the deck after he's fouled on the way down to the deck. And he'll head to the free throw line for a pair, and Blake Barchi, for being 6'6", still has not really had much to say in this game. No points. He has pulled in 5 rebounds, but really has had a quiet factor as jumping into the lane, trying to get into the lane after the ball was bounced to Barchi was Tyler Barney. So they're going to waive off the first free throw. Only one free throw coming up after the missed chance that the Cougars end up blowing a little bit there. So one free throw attempt coming up, and this one is up and good. So 1 for 1 at the line, cuts the deficit to 9 points. It's 20-11, and the Cardinals will see Ridge Thompson bringing the basketball forward. Looks to his right, tries to dribble that way. Trade off as Barney's going to pick him up, gives off to Workman. He'll hold it on the wing, bounce or pass into the lane. Hiram Brown loses the basketball, and it's a turnover back over to South Fremont. The 7th turnover of the game for Soda Springs and the Cardinals with 3:06 to go. 20-11, and South Fremont will bring it forward. Alec Pope still taking over those point guard duties. Gives a signal, catches a screen top of the key from Katami. He goes down low. It's going to be Barch using a dribble, goes all the way under the hoop, loses the basketball, then out of bounds. Tanner Myers could not quite hold onto it and get a grip onto it as it goes through his legs and out of bounds back to South Fremont once again. Several substitutions as Myers will check out, as will Hiram Brown. Back into the game are Olson and Downs. So inbounding from the baseline is going to be Pope on the right side of the hoop. Calls out the play from the bench. Now bounces one in. It's going to be Barchi taking on the lower right block. Triple team down there. Now he's going to try and fight his way through. Walks with the basketball before the foul and ends up turning it back over to Soda Springs. The Cardinals defense has been resilient and stout in this quarter. As I've said, only 3 points. None of them, though, coming from the field. Cardinals trying to trade back, and they put up a quick three. Olsen can't get it to go. Rebound tipped around before finally being grabbed into the hands of Jared Stoddard for his first, and back up court will come the Cougars. Handoff goes to Pope. He's going to be fronted by Josh Balls. Cuts to his right, drives to the wing, tries to get baseline, goes all the way under the hoop, finds some room, now cuts back into the basket, then throws the ball away into the hands of Ridge Thompson. Another turnover for South Fremont could result in points. Thompson rises for a short jumper from the free throw line. No good. Josh Balls there for the offensive board. Henry Workman pulls in his offensive board. Another ball batted around and finally down to the deck. A scrum for the basketball, and finally a whistle is going to blow that calls a jump ball. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball, but a little bit late on that one as the players were on the ground for some point in time before that whistle was blown. It'll be South Fremont basketball going back up the court left to right. 2:10 to go in the second quarter as Kitami will check out of the game, and back into the game will be the Cougars as it looks like Drew Stoddard checks back in. Back up the court, it's going to be Pope bringing the basketball forward. Full court pressure being applied by the Cardinals. Pope quickly passes this one up ahead to the near side. Stoddard gives it back to Pope near the logo. Minute 57 to go. Clock continues to wind its way down as he looks inside. He'll catch a screen from Barshi. Tries to drive right side wing. Cut off by Josh Balls, though. Finds Jared Stoddard wide open for three. Can't get the shot to go. Barshi goes up for the rebound. Can't get a shot to go on his attempt on the offensive board. And back up the other way will come Josh Balls after reeling in the defensive rebound. Right side. Ball passed up to Balls. He'll find Olsen on the left side wing. Fakes a pass inside to Workman. Catches a screen. Now gives it off to Josh Balls, who hands off to Ridge Thompson near the half-court line. Minute and 27 to go. Clock continues to wind its way down. 22-11. Cardinals up by 9 here in quarter number 2. Thompson gives it over to Downs. Downs looks inside. Now fires it back over to Thompson. He'll try and drive base on left side. Step back jumper from the corner. Can't get it to go. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Barchi, but hitting the deck is going to be Olsen, who was undercut by the Cougars. They're going to call the foul on Drew Stoddard for what I think is his third, 9th team foul, and it will send Kyle Olsen to the free throw line, where the Cardinals tonight are 1 for 2. Drew Stoddard will check out of the game, comes over, takes a seat on the bench, and back into the game for him is Hanson Curtis, the 6'3" junior, with a minute and 12 to go. As right now having a quick word, Pope, the coach, talking with the official here on the near sideline as Olsen looks at the front end of the 1-and-1. First one up, cannot get it to go. Barchi bumps in for the rebound. He's got 7 in the game now, and back up court will come the Cougars, down by 9 with under a minute to play. It'll be Alec Pope with the basketball, goes off to his left. Now bounces this one over to Stoddard. Quick bounce pass to Barchi. He's going to be picked off by Henry Workman, going coast to coast himself, tries to lay it up. Fouled on the way to the hoop as Barchi tried to track him down. Great steal by Henry Workman. Great work by the Workman. And he's going to end up heading to the stripe for a pair of free throws. Foul will go on to Blake Barchi for his first. And Workman, as I said, towing up to the line. Gets a quick talking from the official. Not sure what was discussed in that interaction, but either way, Henry will step to the line for his pair of free throws. Eyes the front end, and the right-handed sophomore will get the friendly roll as the ball bounced high into the air and ended up dropping down inside of the cylinder. 21-11, back to a 10-point lead for Soda. A free throw make here would give the Cardinals their biggest lead of the game at 11. Workman looks at the shot, puts this one up. That's no good. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Barchi once again. He's got 8 of those now in the game to go with 1 point. Driving over on the left side is Pope. He's going to be bumped and fouled. It'll be bonus time now for the Cougars. Foul is going to be called on Tanner Myers, his second foul. And to the stripe will go Pope as the buzzer sounds. Josh Balls is going to check in for Myers, who will come and take a seat on the bench for the final 50 seconds. And as I said, at the line, Alec Pope, who is 2 for 2 from the stripe with 4 points overall tonight, will eye the free throws. Looks for the first, grips the basketball the way he likes it, now puts this one up and gets the roll on the front end of the 1-and-1. So he's 3 for 3 now the Cougars of South Fremont 4 for 4 as Pope gets the basketball once again. 50.2 seconds to go, 21-12 your score, 9-point advantage, and make it 8 as the free throw goes on in. And checking into the game is going to be Ty Larson for the Cougars, taking a seat, Tyler Barney. Cardinals will look to inbound the basketball to be Will Kress back into the game as well for Soda Springs to inbound. He gives it to Josh Balls with under a minute to go. As I said, Balls will be the one to bring it up. Full court pressure being applied. Pass to the near side. Henry Olsen holds on to the basketball, feeds it up to Kress near the half-court line. Being hounded there by Jared Stoddard, now double-teamed, throws the ball away. It's going to be picked up by Larson, goes for the quick layup on the full-court run. Ty Larson lays it up and in, cuts it to a 6-point game. 21-15, quick turn of events there on the full-court press. And it's going to end up being the Cardinals trying to bring it up again. They'll be hounded once more, and this time Ty Larson gets a little bit too physical with Henry Workman and will send the sophomore to the free throw line again, where he is right now 1 for 2. 21-15. Score still sits as Workman will eye the first free throw. Puts it up, gets that one to go. Nothing but net on the way down. And if they score at 22-15, Cardinals see their lead grow back to 7. One more chance coming up for the sophomore. Cardinals with Olsen and Balls looking to try and get the offensive rebound if he misses. He doesn't miss, lets that one go down through the nylon, and it's going to be back to an 8-point lead. Pope brings the basketball forward for the Cougars. See if they hold for last shot here. 17 seconds to go. To the left side, back to the right goes Pope between the legs. Tries to stop in and throws one at the hoop off the back iron. Rebound pulled in by Barchi down low. Feeds a pass out to the far side where Jared Stoddard now gives it up to the top. Pope, 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Rises up from well beyond the arc. Can't get the shot to go. And a putback is good, but well after the horn. And with that, we will come back after this with our halftime show with the score at the half, 23-15. The Cardinals so far trying to keep themselves in this ball game and doing a very, very good job of it at that, as they are continuing to push the pace here against the Cougars of South Fremont. Back with more after this on our halftime show, brought to you by Mexico Therapeutic Services on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the halftime show, brought to you by Mexico Therapeutic Services right here on KBRV 800 The Bear. We'll be back with the first half highlights right after this.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, as right now the Cardinal dance team is performing in front of the crowd here, performing their kick routine on the court in the halftime show. 23-15 on the scoreboard in the halftime break. Take a look at how we got to this point. Soda Springs started out a little bit slow once again for the second straight night, as it ended up being an 8-4 lead for South Fremont midway through the first quarter of play. That would be all South Fremont would score in that first quarter, though, as Soda Springs held them to that 8 points and then would go on a 6-0 run to end the quarter, taking a 10-8 lead into the break. The Cardinals would extend that run to 13 straight points without giving up an answer, as they would score the first 7 points the second quarter as well. After that, they ended up really holding and keeping pace with South Fremont for the remainder, and they take in that 8-point lead into the halftime break. We'll have one more break coming up, and on the other side, we'll give you our list of stats here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com, your home for everything Soda Springs Cardinals.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here are your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 3rd through the 9th, and it all starts off with Tyson family packs of chicken drumsticks or thighs at 99 cents a pound. They're also serving you fresh 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef for $3.49 a pound, and boneless beef rump roast at $3.49 a pound. If you're looking for veggies, grab one of their Fill It Fresh $10 bags and mix or match select items, including apples, pears, grapefruits, carrots, and cucumbers. That's a look at your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals at the half. The score sits at 23-15. Take a look at some of the numbers for these two teams, starting with South Fremont. Only 4 players have been able to crack the scoreboard so far for the Cougars. Alec Pope leading the way, as well as Jared Stoddard. 6 points apiece, both of them also with 1 rebound in the game. 1 point for Blake Barchi, but he does have 9 boards so far in the game, as he has been a terror inside, and you can expect that from the 6'6 junior. Ty Larson also had 2 points in the game. For South Fremont, they have 15 total rebounds and are perfect from the free throw line tonight, taking advantage of every one of those, as they have put up a 5-for-5 mark from the stripe. They've turned the ball over 4 times as well in today's game, compared to the 7 turnovers of Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Both teams are improving on their mistakes and on their turnover game in this one so far. Over for Soda Springs and the Cardinals, even scoring and balanced scoring once again from the Cardinals. 8 different players in the scorebook to this point in time, led in scoring by Will Sims with his 5 points. Ridge Thompson has 4 points. Josh Balls with 3 points. Also Henry Workman and Dylan Downs all with 3 points. 1 point for Tanner Myers from the free throw line. 2 points for Will Kress and 2 points for Kyle Olson. So a very spread out and a very even scoring game for Soda Springs, the Cardinals so far. Rebound-wise, they've also pulled down 15 rebounds as they've been very aggressive in that regard of trying to attack the boards and really give themselves a couple of extra possessions in the game. They have quite a few offensive boards, being led in that stat, though, by Hiram Brown, who has yet to score a point, but has definitely been doing his part down low in the post as he ends up getting those 4 rebounds for the Cardinals, and 3 of them, I believe, have been offensive boards so far tonight. Let's look at your stats. This has been your Mexico Therapeutic Halftime Show. Right after the break, we'll be back to set the scene for the third quarter on this presentation of Caribou County Basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3, in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Time for the start of quarter number 3 here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, where they need to come out fast and quick and try and assert themselves once again in this second half, leading by 8, 23-15. Cardinals will be coming out with their original starting lineup: Josh Balls, Tanner Myers, Ridge Thompson, Will Sims, and Henry Workman, as they'll be working against the starting 5 as well for the South Fremont Cougars. Cardinals switch ways. They're going left to right on your radio dial and on your video screen at mylocalradio.com, as Tanner Myers will take the inbounds pass, brings it up to the top of the key before feeding it to Ridge Thompson. He looks inside, standing on the wing, bounce pass inside. It's going to be bopped up into the air and picked up on the ground by Blake Barchi, and a turnover right away gives it back to the Cougars. Alec Pope will bring the basketball forward, cuts off his run to the hoop, and is going to bring it back up near the logo. Goes to the right side wing, bounces a pass into the corner. It'll be taken there and floated down into the paint area. Shot put up off the rim and then rebounded by Henry Workman before he is tied up down low in the paint by Blake Barchi. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball for all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs. 7.5 minutes to go. Cardinals will be defending the inbounds pass now once again, as getting set to do the inbounding is it is Cody Tucker. Mixing up what I'm saying, going a little bit dyslexic here. 7:30 to go, 23-15. As the whistle blows, ball is bounced to Tucker. He looks inside, now looks deep, now looks inside again, and a foul is going to be called away from the basketball, and they're going to catch that on Will Sims of the Cardinals for his 3rd foul, and the first team foul on the Cardinals. So it'll be another inbound coming in from the Cougars below their own basket. Over to the right side, standing just in front of the student section and the cheerleaders, is going to be Tucker once again. Holds out the play. As Cardinals make a quick substitution at the buzzer, Olsen checks back into the game. As Will Sims with 3 fouls will take a little bit of a seat here. Tucker looking to inbound the ball again, floats one up into Barchi, gets it at the free throw line, goes outside to Tucker, right side wing, flans this ball off into the hands of Jared Stoddard, who backs it up into the hands of Alec Pope. Calls out the play once again as he walks it over to his left side. Brings the ball, bounce pass down into the hands of Tucker. He'll hold it on the wing before finding Stoddard. He rises for 3, contested on the shot coming there from Henry Workman. Rebound, though, goes into the hands of Hanson Curtis for his second board of the game, and the Cardinals defense tries to reset. Curtis blocked away. Henry Workman denies the shot. Josh Balls back the other way, finds Henry under the basket, wide open, and Workman lays it in. 5 points for Henry, doing it all himself there as the defense leading to offense for the Cardinals. 6:47 to go, back to a 10-point advantage for Soda Springs. Ball brought back forward once again. It's going to be Pope to the right side, bounces the pass to the corner. Stoddard kicks one down low. Barchi tries to drive, fouled on the way up. Hard foul. Olsen and Balls picking him up though, and it's going to send Barchi to the line for free throws here. He's only got 1 point so far tonight. He'll try and change that effect as the game continues on. The foul is going to go on Kyle Olsen and will be his second, team's second as well. Free throw up. This one rattles its way down and good. So Barchi goes to 2 points tonight to go with his 9 rebounds. 6:36 to go. 9-point advantage for the Cardinals as Barchi has one more free throw coming up. Red and gray shoes, red socks, black jersey and shorts, red sleeves on both of his arms all the way up to the forearm and to the elbow as he makes that free throw, gives himself 3 points on the night now, and back up court will come Soda Springs from the Cardinals. He'll come to the near side. Ridge Thompson with the basketball, holds out there, guarded by Tucker. Face guarded, now gives the ball off to Olsen. Down low, they'll find Tanner Myers on the lower right block, lays it up and in. Strong work against Jared Stoddard, gets Tanner Myers his first field goal. He's got 3 points in the game. 6:13 to go, ball brought forward. Cardinals lead back up to 10. Stoddard gives to Pope, bounce pass over to the right side wing. Holding it there is going to be Tyler Barney. Tries to drive baseline, kicks it back up top of the key. Tucker finds Pope once again over on the left side wing. Face guarded by Josh Balls. Man-to-man defense being played by the Cardinals as they're hustling around, following through several screens. The ball's going to be poked away, and it's going to be a foul away from the basketball, apparently, as a late whistle is going to see a foul called on Ridge Thompson for his first and the team's third. So the Cardinals defense, after looking what might have been a turnover back to Soda Springs, will keep it in the hands of the Cougars with 5:55 to go in the third. Ball inbounded to Pope. Takes it over to the left side of the top of the key. He's going to throw it away now. Olsen, quick lane to the hoop. Nobody in front of him after getting the steal. Kyle Olsen lays it in for his 4th point of the ball game and the first turnover by the Cougars in this second half of play. It'll be Alec Pope to bring the basketball forward. Goes over to the right side where Stoddard bounces one to the right side, taken there by Barney. Barney back up top. Tucker left open for a quick 3, short off the front of the rim. Josh Balls has the ball, find him. Gives the ball away though as it's going to be picked back up by Barney. Outside, Tucker gives the ball, Barney gives the ball up to Pope, who's going to dribble it back to the top of the key, drives to his right, cuts into the lane, floats one up, fouled on the way to the hoop, can't get the friendly touch. Rebound is going to drop down to the ground as we'll see who the foul is going to be called on. It goes on Tanner Myers and should be his third. It will be his third, 4th team foul, and sends Alec Pope, who is perfect on the night at the line, to the stripe. And not just Alec Pope is perfect at the line, but so far South Fremont has yet to miss a free throw tonight, trailing by 12, 29-17. Pope crouches, fires, right-handed shooter, splashes that one home, effortlessly dropping it through. He's got 7 points now to go with his rebound. 5 minutes, 16 seconds to go once again as Pope eyes the stripe again. Crouches, breathes, fires, and that one catches the front of the rim but drops through as well. He's 6 for 6 now from the line with 8 points. Cardinals pushing the pace back the other way. Olsen tries to drive in, tiptoes the baseline, feeds it to Workman, other side of the hoop from the left side, shoots one up, and he cannot get it to find a good way down into the hole as it rolls around and the rebound falls into Tyler Barney's hands. He'll bring it up, gives this basketball off now into the hands of Pope, who stands back by the logo. Goes to his right side, stops, pops one up from 24, gets the friendly roll, kicks it off the front of the rim and down. 11 points now for Alec Pope, and the lead trimmed back down to 7, 29-22. Tanner Myers trying to answer and does. in his face with Tyler Barney, but Tanner Myers says, I don't care. Rattles home the triple. It's back to a 10-point lead. 32-22. Cardinals holding off the Cougars in the third quarter. Pope trying to answer right back. Hits the deck after airballing a shot into the bleachers. Both Josh Balls and Pope hit the deck. Rebound, as I said, out of bounds, and it will remain Soda Springs ball as nobody touched it on the way up. 4:27 to go, 32-22. And the Cardinals set to inbound the basketball again as Will Kress checks into the game to replace Tanner Myers, who will come take a seat on the near side bench. 4:27 to go. Cardinals working left to right. We'll see it into the hands of Ridge Thompson to bring the basketball forward. Stops before he crosses half court as the trap comes up towards him. He gives it over to Kress now. Will goes over to the left side. Passes up top. Josh Balls now finds Thompson, breaking up the defense a little bit with some good passing around the outside edge. Thompson left open for a quick three. That's in motion. That's good as well. 7 points for Ridge Thompson to lead up to 13. 35-22, matching the biggest it's been all game. 4 minutes to go, halfway through the third. Pope with the basketball once again for the Cougars. Stands top of the key. Bounce pass near side taken by Barney. Floated down low. Birchie gets the basketball. Finds Pope top of the key for three. Off the back iron. Rebound's going to be battled down, and Tucker tips it back outside where it's going to be taken by Barney. It'll be back to the Cougars for the offensive set. Pope dribbles it back to the top of the key. Over to the right side. Now pulls it back near half court once again. Stands on the far side of the court before feeding the ball into Tucker. He'll be battled off his bounce before feeding it to Barney. Gives it to Pope over on the left side wing. Alec looks inside. Fires a pass inside where it'll be taken there by Barchi. Has it stripped out of his hands. Ball pulled down by Henry Workman. Fancy dribbling as Workman now has it stripped out of his hands. Back the other way. Lang went up towards the hoop and fouled on the way down. Is going to be Tucker, as I believe it will be, or excuse me, that is Pope. So another chance for Alec Pope heading to the stripe. His quickness a bit too much for the Cardinals there, as he'll have another chance to try and build on his totals and creep South Fremont a bit closer into this ball game. The defending state champion Cougars struggling a little bit here in the early season. They lost last night to Marsh Valley by 7, trailing the Cardinals now here by 13 and make it 12. As Alec Pope continues his good free throw shooting, 7 for 7 at the line, and the Cougars remain perfect, 10 for 10 now from the line. You don't see shooting performances like this coming from a team very often, but the Cougars are very good at least one thing, and that is definitely their free throws. Pope, another one. This one no good. Breaks the string of 10 straight made by the team. Rebound into the hands of Hiram Brown, and back up the court will come the Cardinals. Pass up ahead, Olsen goes over on the far side of the court, loses the ball, picked up by the Cougars. They'll lob a pass up the court. Barney waits for the defender to fly by, lays it up and in. Barney with his first bucket of the game. Another turnover for Soda Springs is their 11th, and the Cardinals lead trim back down to 10, 35-25, and Ridge Thompson brings the ball forward. He'll be trapped on the near side and loses it out of bounds. A turnover back once again into the hands of the Cougars. Cardinals with 5 turnovers in the quarters as the trap defense that the Cougars are bringing up to the half-court line is causing problems for Soda Springs. The Redbirds will back up. And bringing the ball forward again will be Alec Pope. Walks to his right side. Skips, stutter steps, trying to get past Josh Balls. Quick feet being played by the senior, though, as Barchi now bounces the pass into the hands of Barney. Underneath, Pope, open for a moment underneath the basket. Gets double teamed, though, as the Cougars bounce it back outside. Tucker fights one inside. It'll be a quick turnaround hook shot by Drew Stoddard. No good. Rebound going for Josh Balls. Fouled from behind, as I believe it's going to be Alec Pope who came in. And it is, and gets the foul as Pope, trying to make something happen, ends up bumping Josh Balls, who had clear position for the basketball. 2:20 to go, still 35-25. Soda Springs on top by 10 points here against the Cougars of South Fremont. There'll be another chance for Josh Balls to inbound. Full court pressure being applied, a 1-2-3 zone being played, or a 1-1-3 zone being played by the Cougars as they'll look to try and trap once again. Thompson passes into the middle of the trap as Tanner Myers finds Hiram Brown underneath the basket. Hiram onto the scorebook. The 9th Cardinal to crack the scorebook. And with 2:03 to go, the lead back up to 12. Ball into the hands now of Jarrett Stoddard. He'll lob one up ahead. Throws it into the hands of Hiram Brown. Cardinals pushing the pace quickly. Backside pass. Will Kress lays it up. And the foul. Great passing by the Cardinals in transition defense. And it turns into a 2-point and possibly 3-point play as Will Kress steps to the line after giving the Cardinals a 14-point lead and a chance at 15 now. Foul is going to go on Drew Stoddard. It'll be his 4th. Stoddard will check out of the game, and into the game for him is going to be Hanson Curtis. Minute and 52 seconds to go. Cardinals in thorough control of this game. And Will Kress will try and build the lead up a little bit more. Free throw up and good. Will makes the only free throw of the half for the Cardinals. And it's up to a 15-point lead, 40-25. Cougars will see Alec Pope walk it across the logo again. Over to his right. Now looks inside the corner. Pulls it back over to the top of the key. Dribbles to his right. Catches a quick screen from Barchi. Drives around, stops and pops one up. Can't get it to go. Foul's going to be away from the ball as a whistle blows underneath. And it's going to go against Tanner Myers for his 4th foul. So Tanner Myers still in some trouble as he's going to have to check out once again here late 3rd quarter. He has not really had a lot of time out there on the court and still put 6 points up onto the board. As the senior comes over and takes a seat. Asks the question, Coach, like, what did I do? I don't really know why they got that 4th foul. And the Cardinals will make several substitutions into the game. Back out there, Olsen as well as is Brown. Workman's going to be guarding Barchi. Barchi puts up a quick little hook shot, can't get it to go. Foul's going to be called this time as Workman pulled in the rebound, and he's hacked from behind. That will be a foul. That should be the 16th foul onto the Cougars, and another chance for the Cardinals to inbound the basketball as it gets called onto Hanson Curtis, who picks up his 3rd. 4th team foul on the Cougars. Cardinals will pass it up ahead over to the far side. Olsen will wait to dribble this one across the timeline, taking his time, waiting for someone to break open. Thompson has the ball go off his fingertips. Kress right there to pick up the basketball. Quick shot's going to be put up from the near side corner. It's going to be a foul called, though, on Ty Larson, who picks up his 2nd, team's 5th, and the Cardinals will be taking the ball down low on the baseline. 5th team foul. Down judge thought that it was a 1-and-1 free throw. Instead, they get that cleared up. Only 5 team fouls on the Cougars to this point. Will Kress will do the inbounding underneath his own basket, right side of the court. Tries to get this one in, finds Thompson in the corner, rises for 3, short off the side of the rim. No good. Curtis pulls in his 3rd rebound of the game, and back up court will come once again, the Cougars. Driving inside, Pope tries to drive around the defense being played by Thompson. A foul's going to be called, as I think Thompson's going to be called for the hip check, as he got a little bit too physical on the driving Pope. Maybe frustrated Pope's been able to drive in so much, and it will send Alec to the free throw line where he is, as I've said, 7 for 8. A good night at the line for him as he looks this one over once again, puts the free throw up, can't get the roll, rebound into the hands of Workman once again, and the Cardinals will try and bring up the offense with a minute and a couple ticks on the clock left to go. Workman with the ball, stands over on the right wing, skips a pass far side. Olsen thought about the 3, tries to drive, loses his footing, down onto the deck, a scrum for the basketball. Several whistles blow. Falling on top of Olsen as he hit the deck was Barchi, and Olsen is going to be the last one to come off of a pile of 4 players down on the deck. Foul is going to be called. This one will go onto, I believe, Blake Barchi. 6th team foul now onto the Cougars, and it will remain another inbounds pass coming up for the Cardinals. It is Barchi's foul, and it's going to be his 3rd that he's picked up. 58.5 seconds to go. Cardinals still up by 15, 40-25. Cardinals get the inbounds pass, and over on the far side again, hitting the deck is going to be Olsen as he lost his footing for a 2nd time out on the out-of-bounds line, as there is a slick spot in the court over on that far side, and the official checking it out right now, trying to make sure why people are losing their footing over there. Is that's twice in a row that Olsen has just not been able to get clean footing. 55.8 seconds to go now as the Cardinals will go back on defense and the Cougars will inbound. It'll be a chance for Pope to bring the basketball forward. The senior skips and stutter steps his way forward, guarded by Josh Balls to the right side wing. Bounce pass over into the far corner, gives this one down low to Barchi. Pass up top, open for 3. Barney puts this one in. Tyler Barney rattles it through for his 5th point, all in this 3rd quarter. Cuts the lead back down to 12, 40-28. 33 seconds, the Cardinals to bring the basketball forward, take their time, find Workman, top of the key. Henry using the ball, their hands to wave it around as the Cardinals still holding on for their last possession, and it's going to be a foul onto the Cougars as they're going to catch down low Ty Larson for another one on a hold, and Soda Springs will see Hiram Brown stepping to the line. Hiram, 2 points in the game so far, will have a chance at 1-on-1 free throws here. As Larson looks back to his bench going, I don't know what I did there, as Hiram Brown knocks home the first free throw. He's got 3 points now and a chance at a fourth coming up. 24 seconds to go, third quarter, 41-28. Cardinals up by 13 on South Fremont and the Cougars. Brown once more, puts this one up, gets that to go, second one. They're going to say late whistle, though. This one might be waved off. No, they're going to say that's a hooking foul that's going to be called on Birchie. So the free throw should count, and does. So Hiram goes 2 for 2 on the trip, and it'll be more free throws coming up, as this time Kyle Olson will step to the line for 1-and-1 attempts. 4 fouls now on Blake Barchi, as he will have to check out, and the 6'6 junior will take a seat. Catches a high five from Ryan Pope on the near side, and the Cardinals will watch as Olson will step to the line. Kyle, yet to take free throws tonight, says, that don't matter. He splashes that first one home. And he has taken free throws, and he missed the front end of a 1-and-1 last time. So he makes this one 1 for 2 on the afternoon and evening. 43-28, he has the lead back to 15, tied for the biggest of the game. This one comes up, free throw up, no good. Rebound kicks all the way outside, where it's picked up by Cody Tucker. Tucker to the top of the key, gives this one off to Pope, backs it up near the top of the key, now by the logo. Comes over to his left, back to his right, a lot of congestion up at the top of the key. Pope puts up a quick 3-ball, fouled on the attempt. Josh Ball sees him hit the deck in front of him. Josh will pick up what will be his first foul, and it will send Alec Pope to the free throw line, where he, so far, as I've said, has been absolutely dominant for these Cougars at the stripe. 7 for 9. Chance here to add 3 more. First of 3 on the way. And good. Student section trying to make some noise, but Alec Pope doesn't really mind that, as he knocks home the first in the front end. He's 4 for 6 now in the second half, 8 for 10 overall. One more chance coming up. Pope puts this one and rolls that one around the rim. No good. 43-28. Score sits with the Cardinals lead at 15. One more. And Cardinals student section trying to make some motion, but it doesn't work, as Hiram knocks home the second one as well. Make it 43-29. Cardinals to bring the basketball back forward. It'll be a skip pass near side, thrown away into the bench on the near side. The Cardinals with another turnover at the end of the third. Their 7th of the quarter, matching the full amount they had in the game. And the Cougars, with 4 seconds left, will have a chance to try and make it a 10-point game. Near side, ball is going to be bounced. Curtis looks to inbound, gets this one to Tucker. To his right, Tucker drives in, pulls up his dribble, finds Pope near side. 1 second on the clock as he puts up a 3. Can't get it to go, and it goes to the fourth quarter of play with a 13-point advantage for Soda Springs and the Cardinals at 43-30. Back with this after this break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back out to the home of the Cardinals. Inbounding the basketball, the Cardinals will take over on the first offensive possession, breaking the full court press, working left to right. 43-30, they're on top of the Cougars and drive it to the hoop. Will Sims playing with 4 fouls. Quick and aggressive move. Ends up earning a trip to the line. The foul is going to be called on Cody Tucker. I believe it'll be his second 9th team foul on the Cougars, and Will Sims will step to the line where he has yet to attempt a free throw so far tonight for a pair. Cardinals free throw shooting has not been bad at all so far tonight. In fact, they are 8 for 9 as the first free throw from Sims up and good. So he'll have one more coming up. 44-30, Cardinals lead back up to 14. They've led by as many as 15 tonight. And Sims trying to match that total here. White shoes, white jersey, red highlights, puts this one up. That's a good free throw make as well. So Cardinals start out adding 2 points to their lead to start out the fourth quarter in the first 8 seconds. Back up court, it'll be the Cougars to slow the pace down. Alec Pope comes over to the left side, picks up a dribble, now passes it near side. It'll be held onto there for a moment before moved up to the top of the key where Curtis gives it back to Pope, right side wing. He'll pass it up. Tucker gives this one over to the elbow, puts up a shot from the left elbow. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped all the way back out to Pope. Rises for 3, airballs that one, and Will Sims sees the ball come down in his hands. And back up the court, the Cardinals will try and break the full court press. It'll be Henry Workman throwing this one over the head of Josh Balls on the near side. Workman had a trap coming his way and instead turns the ball back over to the Cougars of South Fremont. And the Cardinals will look to try and go back on defense once again. Pope, bounce pass to the right side. Tucker holds onto it there, passes it now to Curtis on the wing. He's guarded out there by Riley Harris before skipping the pass to Barney. Now they move it to Tucker back on the left side wing. Bounce pass up top to Pope. Drives to his right. Double team. Now gets around the double team. Uses the confusion to his advantage. Drives the hoop. Fouled on the way up. And Pope will again be stepping to the free throw line where we've talked about the success he's had. He's only missed 3 free throws tonight out of the 11 he's made. 9 he's made, excuse me. 9 for 12, the official marks. 2 more coming up here. So he crouches low, eyes this one, and cannot get the free throw. Bounces off the back iron. Hot start for Pope. It's slowed down slightly here in this fourth and third quarter as the Cardinals will make a substitution. Workman checks out. Tanner Myers back into the game playing with 4 fouls. We'll see how long he can last out there before picking up his 5th. One more chance at the line now as crouching low again is Pope. Eyes the free throw. This one gets the friendly roll. 1 for 2 on that trip. Lead trim back down to 14. 45-31. Ball brought back forward. Thompson, left side, gives it to Josh Balls. Now gets the basketball back. Finds Josh left side wing for 3. Count it! Josh with his second triple of the game. Builds the lead to the biggest it's been all game. 17-point lead. 48-31. 6:35 to go. Right side, trying to take a juke step is going to be, that is Drew Stoddard. He finds Tucker, moves the ball underneath to Jared Stoddard. He'll go up, does Drew Stoddard, loses the ball, blocked from behind, out of bounds, back into the hands once again of Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Timeout's going to be called on their side. No, a technical is going to be called, as that is going to be the second, I believe, on Coach Ryan Pope, which will be, he got a foul earlier, a technical foul earlier in the freshman game, so he picks up a technical foul here, and the Cardinals will have free throws coming up, a freebie, as Will Sims will be the one who comes up to take the chances. Will Sims, 2 for 2 already tonight. Gets the basketball bounced to him. And the first one up and does not get the roll as it kicks out of the hoop. 6:24 to go. And one more free throw coming up for Will Sims. Crouches down, eyes this one. It's up and bottoms it out. So he goes 3 for 4 in this fourth quarter at the free throw line. The Cardinals lead up to 18 points, 49-31, and they'll have the basketball after the technical foul. And it's a shame for the Cougars, as they would have had the basketball no matter what if the technical had not been assessed, as it would have been on an out of bounds back over to the Cougars on the last play. Cardinals will see Thompson break free of the press, drives up, loses the basketball over to the far side. Tanner Myers saves it back to Josh Balls, and Josh will hand it off to Thompson, who's going to be bumped at the half-court line, and a foul will be called on Cody Tucker for his 3rd. 6:16 to go. Double bonus time for the Cardinals the rest of the way through, and it'll be Ridge Thompson to step to the free throw line, where he has yet to take any attempts so far tonight. So we'll see what the junior can do. Quick pass to him, and he'll use his dribble. Eyes the first free throw, up and good. Rolls it home. He's got 8 points now on the night. Scored 9 points last night. He's on pace once again. Looks over the free throw. This one up and good as well. So 2 for 2 on the trip. 9 points now for Ridge Thompson to go with his 3 rebounds. 6-16, a 20-point lead for Soda Springs here in the fourth quarter. Cougars trying not to unravel here in the back half of this one, knowing that they need to try and build some momentum for the next time they play this team next Friday, as it'll be a chance for Pope. Bounce pass over to the right side. Quickly is going to be poked out of bounds by Ridge Thompson, and it'll be Tucker to inbound the basketball once again. Cougars still holding on to it. Barchi gets the ball down low, and this time it's going to be Riley Harris guarding Barchi down on the lower block, who's going to be called for the push from behind. That puts the Cougars into the double bonus for the remainder of this half, and it puts Blake Barchi at the line, where he so far tonight is 3 for 3. Makes the first one here, so make it 4 for 4 at the stripe. Shooting, as I said, at the free throw line for South Fremont, very good, and it continues to keep up that pace as Barchi, the 6'6" junior, will make another one. And now the Cardinals throw the ball away on the inbounds pass. It's going to be picked up by Drew Stoddard, the 16th turnover for the Cardinals, and it's back to Alec Pope. He drives to his right, to the wing, tries to go baseline, kicks it outside. Tucker left open for 3, bounces one off the back of the iron, gets a rebound on the offensive side by Blake Barchi. Now driving in is Alec Pope, goes baseline, floats up a teardrop, and Alec Pope gets his 3rd field goal of the game and adds to his point total. Cardinals back the other way, will try and push the ball underneath the basket. An unadvised pass from Tanner Myers tries to find Riley Harris under the basket. Instead, it ends up being another turnover for the Cardinals, their 17th turnover. 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go. Cardinals still leading by 16 points, but it'll be back into the hands of the Cougars, trying to chip into this deficit. Pope with the ball, has it poked out of his hands, gets it back, bounce pass to Barchi, top of the key, fakes the handoff. Barchi drives to the lane himself, stops, and a blocking foul is going to be called down low on the block, as trying to step in for the charge was Olsen and did not get there quickly enough. Kyle picks up his 3rd foul. As I said, we're double bonus time the rest of the way through, so Blake Barchi will step to the line once again. Free throw up, free throw no good. His first miss of the night. He went 5 for 5 before missing that one. He'll have one more attempt coming up. 5:21 to go, fourth quarter. A game that's slowed down to a little bit of a crawl here. Is Barchi's 2nd free throw, also short. Olsen gets the rebound, and now another whistle comes. This one will be on the Cougars again, I believe, and more free throws coming up. This time it's going to be Olsen who will shoot some at the stripe. Foul goes on Ty Larson, his 4th, and that puts 3 different members of the Cougars into 4 fouls. 3 Cougars have 3 fouls. Right now for Soda, 1 member has 4 fouls. That's Tanner Myers, Will Sims, and Kyle Olsen with 3. First free throw attempt by Olsen at the stripe, catches the friendly roll on the rim and drops through. He goes to 2 for 4 now on the night, with one more attempt coming up. 5:20 to go. And the second free throw is good as well. Nothing but net all the way through the cylinder. And it goes to a 53-35 lead. Back up by 18 are the Cardinals. It'll be Alec Pope to bring the basketball forward. Crosses the timeline. Comes over to his right. Ball's guarding him there. Gives it over to Tucker. Downside, inside. Drew Stoddard turns around, floats one up. Can't get the friendly roll. Rebound goes into the hands of Barchi. Up top, Stoddard flees this one over into the hands of Pope. His 3-ball up. Short off the front of the rim, and Josh Balls pulls down another rebound before throwing the ball away. It'll be picked back up by the Cougars on another turnover by the Cardinals, and it'll be South Fremont again trying to work the ball in. Ball pass to the top of the key. It's going to be Larson. He'll feed it down low. Barchi goes up for the hook shot, but excuse me, ball is stripped away from him. The Cardinals will look to bring the basketball forward on the near side. Tanner Myers over to the left side wing, holding on to it there for a moment is Will Sims. He gives it off now into the hands of Thompson. He'll take a step inside, passes the ball outside to Tanner Myers, again backs his way up against Larson, gets some room top of the key before flinging the pass near side Olsen. Cardinals letting some time milk off of that clock as Olsen breaks himself free of some defense, and a timeout's going to be taken quickly on the near sideline by Greg Bergholm. We'll take a break as well. Back here after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Back out here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, a 53-35 lead for the Cardinals on your scoreboard here at the home of Soda Springs. As we break out of the timeout, I want to take this moment to remind you this game brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you'll find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services that will ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. Caribou Memorial Hospital Living Center and clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs. Cardinals basketball coming out of the timeout. Ridge Thompson to inbound the ball. Looks backcourt. It's going to be popped up into the air, and standing on the line as he pulls the ball in after popping up the inbounds pass is Alec Pope. So the Cardinals have another chance to inbound here. Ball bounced into the front court, down on the low block. Josh Balls now frees one up to Will Sims. Will holds onto the ball, almost loses it, now does lose as he bumped around from the side. The foul is going to be called on number 14, Dalton Thompson, fresh into the ball game, and Will Sims will step to the line again, where he is 3 for 4 in this half and 3 for 4 overall at the stripe. I'm almost running out of room on my scorebook for all the free throws that have been taken so far in this second half, as Sims' first free throw up and no good off to the left side of the rim. 4:06 to go, still 53-35. Cardinals making several substitutions as Henry Workman into the game, as well as Will Kress. Josh Balls will take a seat, as does Kyle Olson. Bounce back out to Will Sims once again, as the 6'4" junior eyes this one, and this one no good as well. Another rebound for Blake Barchi as he skies into the air and stretches out his frame to pull in the rebound. And with 4 minutes to go, back up court will come the Cougars. Down by 18. It's going to be Alec Pope trying to drive in, cuts to the hoop, throws one, fouled on the way to the rim, and he's going to head to the stripe again as well as his free throw night continues. Another foul called on the Cardinals. This one goes on Ridge Thompson and will be Ridge's 4th foul. So he'll be playing with some foul trouble now the rest of the way out in this one, as will Tanner Myers, who also holds on to 4 for the Cardinals. Another chance here as Pope crouches low, fires, and splashes that one through as his good shooting at the line continues. 12 points from the free throw line so far. 11 points from the free throw line so far. Now make it 12. As he heard what I said, I don't want to make him sound bad, so I'll just make that one right now. Cardinals will look to inbound the basketball, up by 16 points, 37-53. Ball handed off. It's going to be brought forward. Tanner Myers quickly up the court. Blocking foul is going to be whistled as trying to step in and take the charge again was Alec Pope. That'll be his 4th foul, and it sends Tanner Myers to the line now where he'll shoot some free throws. This game here in the 4th quarter slowing down to a crawl between these two teams. Cardinals, though, holding the advantage, so this is not something they're necessarily going to complain about, as Tanner Myers makes the first free throw, 2 for 3 now in the night for him. 3 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Myers eyes that one and patches that one down through the cylinder. 2 for 2 on the trip, and another chance for the Cougars to inbound, but first a timeout's taken. We'll take one as well on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs and the Cardinals, 55-37. Soda Springs on top on your scoreboard with 3 minutes and 49 seconds to go, as will be the Cougars inbounding the basketball to bring it forward, trailing by 18 points, and they need some hefty scoring and some good defense in order to climb their way back into this game. Over to the right side, it's going to be Alec Pope once again. Now cuts into the hoop, flips a pass through the lane, goes through the hands of Barchi, but now he rises. Quick shot fading away in the corner. A little bit of a contestation, but now a foul's going to go on the drive up the court for the Cardinals, not on the shot that came in from the baseline, and it'll be the Cardinals and I believe Ridge Thompson heading to the free throw line again after Ridge pulled in his 4th offensive board. The foul is going to be called on Dalton Thompson, his 2nd, and sends Ridge to the free throw line, where he's 2 for 2 so far tonight with 9 points. First free throw up and good, so make him 3 for 3 now. And double digits in the scoring category. Cardinals 4 points away from creeping across the 60-point threshold for the first time this year. They've actually outscored the amount they got last night against Sugar Salem by 7. There's still 3.5 minutes to go. Second free throw up and good as well as Ridge Thompson nails that one. He's 4 for 4 tonight. Plenty of black dots starting to appear onto my scorebook here, especially in the fourth quarter, where the Cardinals have shot an astounding 11 for 14 from the free throw line in the fourth. 3 minutes, 32 seconds to go. Right side, ball is going to be taken by Alec Pope, working right to left on your video screen. It's going to be a pass down low, taken there, and a turnaround hook shot taken by Drew Stoddard. Rebound into the hands of Barchi. Pump fake, steps to the hoop, lays it up and in. Great move down low by Blake as the big man creeps the deficit back down to 18 points. Will Kress back the other way for the Cardinals. Finds underneath a Hiram Brown, wide open in the basket. He lays it in for 6. Cardinals lead back up to 20. 39-59 with 3 minutes left to go here, fourth quarter. Ball to the outside. Pass down low. It's going to be taken there, and Barchi puts up a quick little hook shot. No good. Rebound onto the ground. Hiram Brown drives to the deck, and it's going to be a jump ball called. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball for all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs, and it will be Soda Springs basketball. No. Excuse me, it will be Cougar basketball. So another turnover for Soda Springs and the Cardinals after Hiram Brown pulled in the rebound. You got to give South Fremont credit for jumping onto that ball when Hiram was on the deck. It'll be brought back forward again by the Cougars. Right side, driving in now. Quick shot put up by Larson, no good. Rebound tipped into the air. Fought for underneath the hoop. Barchi pulls it away. Fouled on his putback attempt. Blake Barchi hits the deck after pulling in his 13th rebound, and now trying to go for more points at the line as he'll step to the stripe. And fouling out of the game is Tanner Myers, so he is done for the night. Fouls out with 8 points and 1 rebound on the evening. At the line now, Blake Barchi will step to the stripe. Crouches, and this one short on the front of the rim. Sat there for a moment but rolled off to the right side, so he'll have one more attempt coming up. 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go as the student section tries to make some noise in the background. Free throw up, that's good. So 1 for 2 on that trip to the line for Blake Barchi. Lead trim back down to 19, 59-40. Quick pass up ahead now as Olsen tries to go for the pass, or the reception of the pass up ahead. Another foul goes on Dalton Thompson. It'll be his 3rd, and Olsen will step to the line now, where he is 3 for 5. 2 attempts coming up here, trying to build the lead up to 20 and maybe even 21 if he can make both of them. First free throw by Olsen, high into the air and just sneaks in over the rim, making him now 4 for 6, and he's made his last 3. Another shot from Olsen, this one good as well. Made his last 4. Cardinals good shooting continues. 13 makes to 16 misses here in this fourth quarter of play. And the Cardinals defense will go back onto the court as Olsen takes a seat on the bench, replaced on the court by Riley Harris. Up the court, Alec Pope with the ball to the right side. They'll find a pass now to Drew Stoddard. He gets triple team down low, loses the basketball. Hiram Brown picks it up, and now a foul is going to be called down low on Drew Stoddard, as that'll be his 5th. He'll be done for the night now after getting a little bit physical down underneath the basket on Hiram Brown, who forced the turnover, and now Hiram will be heading to the line for more free throws for himself. He's 2 for 2 at the stripe with 6 points so far tonight and trying to make it 8. If he can make both of these and continue to expand that lead out. So we wait for a substitution to come in for Hiram. It'll be Curtis who checks in off the bench. Or excuse me, Drew Stoddard will check out. And Drew finishes the night with 0 points and 0 rebounds. So Not like the Cougars losing a player that's had a huge impact tonight with that foul. It'll send Brown to the line again as his first free throw up and no good. Score remains 61-40. Cardinals have outscored the Cougars in every quarter so far in this game. Brown trying to continue that streak, gets this free throw to drop down. That's good. And the score continues to swell up, a 22-point advantage for Soda Springs. Alec Pope again brings the ball forward, pass down low into the left side corner. Fake pass by Larson, now feeds it into the lower block, taking it there. Barchi loses the basketball, fouled on the way up as he tried to throw it away. We'll see if this one goes on. That's going to be called on Riley Harris for his second. And it sends Barchi to the line once again, where he'll continue to try and make some more free throws. Bounces a couple times. Barchi's free throw attempt up, bottoms it out. He's made his last two. 62-41 the score sits at. 7 for 10 at the line is Barchi, and make it 8 for 11 as he rattles that one in as well. Point total continues. He's got 10 points to go with his 13 rebounds, a double-double on the night for the 6'6" junior, and now he's going to get a foul as that'll be his fifth. He'll be out of the game now as he tries to reach around and bat the ball away from Will Kress, who is driving up the court, and now Will step to the free throw line for a pair of free throws with a score at 62-42. And we'll see who comes into the game for Barchi. And it looks like it is going to be Jamal Kidiana who will check into the game for the Cougars. As Barchi shouts out to him, be strong, play with heart, as the final minutes will tick off. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, but first Will Kress has a pair of free throws at the line. He's made 1 for 1 so far as he completed an and one play. First one here on these two is up and no good. Too strong off the back iron. 2:08 to go. As it'll be one more coming up for Kress. 20-point advantage. Soda Springs in front and unfront by plenty in this game as the rebound comes off after a missed free throw. Kidiana comes down with the board, gives it off to Alec Pope once again. He'll bring this basketball forward to the right side, and now a screen is going to be called. That one will be against Kidiana, and back over to the Cardinals after another turnover as Kidiana set an illegal screen and gives the Soda Springs Cardinals another chance with the basketball. So Soda will inbound and bring the basketball forward. And to the near side, Will Kress bounces this up to Hiram Brown. Bounce pass inside, going up with a quick shot to the hoop, and being fouled on the way up is Riley Harris. So now he'll step to the free throw line. That's another one on Jamal Kidiana, his third. Harris, who has yet to score so far tonight, and the only Cardinal who has played in the game that's yet to score, will have a chance to knock home a free throw to add his name into the scorebook. And he gets the first one. So all 10 Cardinals tonight have scored. Every single one of them. And it's built to lead up to 21 points, 63-42. Second free throw, no good. Rebound goes into the hands of Alec Pope. That's his third board, and he'll bring it forward. The senior crosses over, cuts into lane, almost has the ball poked away into the corner. Three ball up from Thompson, airballs it over the hoop. Rebound down onto the ground. Hiram Brown pulls it in, and he's fouled. So he'll head back for more free throws on the other end as well. This game turning into a very slow crawl towards the finish line. As fouls continue, we'll have to tally up how many fouls have been made in this game in the post-game show and give you an update on that as we continue our march through. Minute 35 to go. Hiram Brown to the line, puts up a free throw. This one no good. That foul, by the way, went on Hunter Hill, who's fresh into the ball game. As Brown crouches low once again, this free throw up, that one off the back iron, no good. Rebound's going to come down into the hands of Hunter Hill after the 0 for 2 trip, and back up court come the Cougars, trailing by 21. Minute and a half to go here, fourth quarter of play. Pope, right side, passes the ball into the hands of Thompson. He'll pick up his dribble on the wing before moving it into the hands of Hill. Hill goes back to Pope, stepping around and having a shot blocked on the near side, but fouled. And hitting the deck hard is Alec Pope as Hill stepped to the free throw line for three. after attempting the three-point shot. I think if you're the Cardinals coaching staff on the bench there, you're looking a little bit awkwardly at Kyle Olson saying, why are you fouling when you're up by 21? So Pope will take a look at this one, and the first one of the three is good. He'll continue his hot hand so far tonight. He had 6 points in the first half and has 14 in the second half. 20 points on the night, and make it 20 still, as he can't knock home the second free throw on the three. And he'll have one more chance coming up at the line. Gets the ball. Soda Springs student section trying to make some noise. Doesn't matter. Make it 21 points now for Alec Pope as he makes that free throw as well. And back up court will come the Soda Springs Cardinals. Will Kress bounces it to the near side to Olson. He'll drive to the right side wing, passes it down to Hiram Brown. Holds the ball to his side, bounces it to Kress at the top of the key. Will finds Henry near side, who feeds it underneath, trying to find Henry Workman, and it goes over his head. So it will remain Soda Springs basketball as they look to try and continue to work with the basketball. And another foul is going to be called offensive against the Cougars. And one more time, it's going to be Kitiana who's called for his fourth foul. And it will go back to the Cardinals again with 44.4 seconds left to go on the offensive foul. It'll be Will Kress to do the inbounding. Mostly subs back into the game. The only starter still in the game for the Cardinals is Henry Workman as Hiram Brown goes back to get the basketball in the backcourt. Hands this one off to Will Kress. He'll drive into lane, kicks one outside to Olson, and now an offensive foul is going to be called on Will Kress as he cuts to the hoop. That'll be his first foul by my tally, and the Cardinals give it back over now to the Cougars with 36.8 seconds to go. Cougars will roll the ball forward. Pope picks it up, spins around, drives into the hoop, stops and throws one up at the hoop as Harris in the wrong place ends up bumping Pope to the deck. He'll head to the line now for two more free throws at the stripe to add to his 21 points. And again, 15 of those coming here in the second half. Been an absolute melee of free throws here in this second half of basketball. And most of them for South Fremont coming from Pope as he cannot hit the front end. One more coming up for the senior point guard. 32.6 seconds to go. You'd hope that the Cardinals can maybe milk this one away. Pope throws one at the hoop, doesn't hit the rim though as it bounces back into his hands, and it's going to be back over to the Cardinals now on the miss and try to make shot. Ball brought forward by the Cardinals. It's going to be Will Kress with the basketball, brings it all the way up court, bounces one now to Olson. Kyle holds the ball in his hands, tries to drive to his right now, spins back, trying to get some space between him and Pope. Ball bounced to the near side. Olson picks it back up, trying to avoid traveling. A bump from behind as Pope is going to pick up his fifth foul now, and he's going to be done for the night. And it will send Kyle Olson to the free throw line where he is 5 for 7. So 3 different Cougars have fouled out of the game so far tonight. Which kind of just goes as the description of how this game has gone. Jarrett Stoddard will check back into the game for the Cougars. One of the few Cougars without a foul so far tonight. As Pope takes a seat down on the bench. And with 13.9 seconds left to go, it'll be once again Olson trying to shoot some free throws. First one up and short, no good. Just kisses the rim and cannot find its way down the cylinder. So one more coming up with the score at 63-44. And again, Olson has the ball bounced to him. He'll eye the shot, puts this one up, and that's short off the front of the rim. Rebound bounces right into the hands of Jamal Thompson, or Dalton Thompson, excuse me. He gives it off to Stoddard, and Jarrett brings it forward. 6 seconds to go. One more shot for the Cougars to try and get some points on the board. Instead, they'll turn the basketball over. Hiram Brown picks it up on the loose ball, and he'll do it. 63-44, the Soda Springs Cardinals come away with a win over the South Fremont Cougars. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up here on the postgame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here are your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 3rd through the 9th, and it all starts off with Tyson family packs of chicken drumsticks or thighs at 99 cents a pound. They're also serving you fresh 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef for $3.49 a pound, and boneless beef rump roast at $3.49 a pound. If you're looking for veggies, grab one of their Fill It Fresh $10 bags and mix or match select items, including apples, pears, grapefruits, carrots, and cucumbers. That's a look at your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out here to the post-game show. Caleb Berggraf on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com, where we're waiting for Brent Erickson to be able to find his way to a seat over here on the near sideline and have him sit down for a moment and let him get a chance to get the headset on as he will slide down. And after a tough basketball game, hard-fought game for both sides here on the ball game tonight, we welcome Brent into the show. And Brent, I have to say, that was an interesting ball game to have out there on the court.
Well, you know, they set the tone with how they were going to play early, and it was a very physical game, a lot of free throws, and, you know, our kids didn't lose their calm. They didn't get into that type of a game, you know, and we had a couple kids, I think Tanner fouled out, but it was still under control, and, you know, you got to be pleased with the way that the kids played. We knew the Barchi kid was a big physical kid, but, you know, away from the ball, it was a very physical game, and we kept our composure and, you know, come up with a big win.
That's the truth. When you talk about the free throws, 38 free throws between the two teams taken tonight. You guys went 23 for 37. They went 22 for 31. I want to ask you on the composure that your kids kept. How proud were you of the kids as when it got into that type of a rough physical type of ball game where both sides are just continually being aggressive and fouling each other? How impressed were you kids that it didn't turn into something like last year's game almost turned into, where it was just that anger on the court?
Well, we got a special group of kids playing this year, and they're not that type to take cheap shots. And I'm not saying South Fremont was doing that, but it was a very physical, a little bit dirty game, and they just kept their heads, and that's what we expect out of this team, and that's the way we're going to become successful. We build on a game like this. Once in a while you play teams like this. You know, West Side can get a little physical, not quite to this extent, but this was a good learning experience for us, and we'll just build on it.
We'll talk about one of the downsides for the team on this one now, as the turnovers still continue to be a little bit of a problem tonight. 19 by my count, and I'm usually a little bit low on that number on my count just from missed ones I knocked down. They only had 9 turnovers, so you weren't able to force as many either night. What do you do to go back and practice now and try and fix that turnover problem?
We're going to address that Monday and Tuesday in practice. We got to clean up the two-handed overhead passes. That seems like we had a lot of those tonight. And go back to the fundamental two-handed chest pass, bounce pass, bounce pass, bounce pass. And the kids get a little too excited, some of them, to get rid of it. You know, and they got to understand they got 4 seconds to hold that ball. And we got to do a little better job of chinning the ball and not bringing it down to our waist.
I think that's definitely a key, especially on the rebounds, where you saw a couple of those turnovers really happening on that transition. It's not necessarily happening once you get into the half-court set. It's really in that transition defense, bringing the basketball up the court where, as you just said, a little bit rushed and a little bit hurried in what they're trying to do. Their final thought for you on this one, when you have a team like this, they have to go now play at their place next weekend. You don't really even get a lot of time in between the two games. What do you do to get the kids ready for it and say, they're going to, because South Fremont after this loss is not going to be taking it lightly when you go back up to their place. They're not going to want to see a double-digit loss for any matter go onto their home court. How do you keep your kids prepared and get them ready for next Friday when you take on South Fremont?
Well, the first thing, we're going to practice Monday and Tuesday to face Snake River on Wednesday. We'll have one day to prepare for South Fremont. I'm sure that Coach Pope is going to try to make some changes the way we attack that pick and roll on top with their point guard and the Barchi kid. So I'm sure Coach Burkholm will talk about that. We'll talk about, we felt like we let the Pope kid, the point guard, get to the rim. We're going to work on weak side help and taking a charge.
Well, Coach, thank you again for coming on and talking with us. Congratulations on the win. 2-0 now for the Cardinals. Couldn't have expected a better start, and especially when you're able to seal off a win like this, going 23 for 37 from the free throw line. We have that many. It's always a good thing, especially that many in the fourth quarter when kids are tired, their legs are out from underneath them. So congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the way you were able to win it, and looking forward to Snake River next Wednesday when we get to have you guys back on the air again.
Yeah, so are we. Thank you.
That was assistant coach, Brent Erickson. Probably doesn't want me throwing the head coach moniker onto him quite yet here on the post-game show. Do a quick wrap-up of stats before we take a break and go to our sports updates, starting with South Fremont. 21 points by Alec Pope led the way. Blake Barchi with 10 points as well and 13 rebounds. And those were the two main characters for South Fremont in this game. Jarrett Stoddard added 6 points, 5 points for Tyler Barney. Those two really were not big factors. As for in the first quarter for Jarrett Stoddard, we had all 6 of his. Tyler Barney with all 5 coming in the third quarter for him. Soda Springs outscored South Fremont in every single quarter of this game. I do not have the numbers for the fourth quarter tallied up yet. I will have those by the time we reel into the postgame show. For Soda Springs and the Cardinals, all 10 players were able to score on tonight's ball game, led in fact by Ridge Thompson, who put up 11 points in the game, 9 points for Kyle Olson, 8 points for Tanner Myers, who fouled out of the game. Will Sims as well as had 8 points, 7 points for Hiram Brown, 6 points for Josh Balls. Will Kress had 5, as well as Henry Workman with 5 points, 3 points for Dylan Downs, and 1 point for Riley Harris in the game. That was your scoring for the team. Cardinals 25 rebounds as a team. They were out-rebounded this one, 29 rebounds for the South Fremont Cougars in the ball game as well. 19 turnovers for the Cardinals and 9 turnovers for the Cougars in the game. So the Cardinals definitely outplayed on the turnover side of the games. But as you heard Coach Erickson saying, they're definitely going to try and work on that in practice this next week as they try to get ready for next week. In Snake River on Wednesday, it'll be a good battle there. Another 3A school. Back after this break, we'll have our sports update coming your way on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to...
Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company,
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the post-game show. Quick update on the foul situation. I was going to tell you I was going to wrap that up. 33 fouls for South Fremont in tonight's game, 23 fouls for Soda Springs, 56 fouls in the game, leading to 68 free throws in the contest, with 45 of those 68 free throws being made. So both teams definitely making it to the line quite a bit. Alec Pope himself taking the majority of the free throws for South Fremont in this ball game, and in fact actually took, as I do the math quickly in my head, 21 of the 31 free throws for South Fremont. Time now for our sports update. We had a chance to sit down with Darcy Nelson of the Soda Springs music program. We'll talk with her about what's coming up for the musical program in Soda Springs right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Kayla Burgraff here with Darcy Nelson, who is the band, choir, and musical director for Soda Springs High School and also the middle school as well. We can't forget about that. We're talking now about some of the winter concerts that are coming up. We've talked a little bit about the band concert previously. We haven't talked too much about the choir concert since the first time we talked choir. How has that been going? How's preparations for that concert been going, Bill?
They're doing great. We're just tying up our loose ends, trying to add a little bit of choreography to a couple of our pieces, and we're ready to go.
When you look at those pieces, what are some of the more fun pieces the kids have had a little bit more time to enjoy and a little bit more freedom to express themselves in?
They like Baby It's Cold Outside. It's a good 3-part piece where, I'm sure you've heard the traditional girls sings guy, and they're having a great time.
It's always fun when the kids get to try and use some of their creative juices, not just in the way that they sing it, but in the style and all that stuff that goes into it. How much freedom do you give the kids when it comes to putting their own mark onto some of the music that you do?
I don't give them a lot of freedom musically because we are an ensemble. We have to work together. But when it comes to choreography, I like to let the students do the choreography, and that's where they get to add their own flair.
How much can you guys do when it comes to the choreography in something like this? And what can people expect on the stage from beginning to end? How much movement is there going to be on the stage?
Can't answer that for you yet because the kids are doing it. We're starting tomorrow with the choreography of one piece of Baby It's Cold Outside, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. It'll be a surprise for both of us.
Always fun when you get to, not even the director knows exactly what's going on. That can be an interesting and sometimes scary but exciting position to put yourself in. We're joined with Darcy Nelson from Soda Springs and the band music and choir director. Now, you talked about before how many pieces you guys are doing, but refresh people's memories on what all is going to be done during this one. What are some of the pieces that you guys are going to be performing, and about how long can people expect for the concert to go?
Well, we have all ensembles performing at this concert from 5th grade all the way through my high school ensembles. And so I expect it to be around an hour and 15 minutes in length. And there's a wide range of pieces. We've got some traditional, we've got some pop, and then our 5th graders will be playing our standard Merrily We Roll Along and Hot Cross Buns.
When you look at getting all the kids together, how nice is it for you to be able to put all of the kids that you're working with together, maybe not in the same pieces, but on the same stage during the same night? Have you ever had that thought of putting one piece in front of all the kids that's not too difficult but puts every kid from 5th grade all the way up to high school on the same stage?
We have done that. We did that last year with our spring performance, and it was really neat to me to see that stage full of kids playing an instrument, and it was fun for the younger kids to play with the older kids. And that's where the real education happens, because they get that experience of, wow, this is what it feels like to be a great performer.
Dates, times, when can people show up for this? What time is it going to be? And what can they expect when they actually show in? Who's going to be first? Who's going to play second? And what's the order going to be?
The concert is Monday, December 7th at 5 o'clock at the high school auditorium. And we'll start with the Soda Pops singing 2 pieces. Then our 5th grade band will play 2 short pieces. Then our 6th grade band, middle school band, followed by our high school band. And then finally, our Soda Pops will come back in for one final piece.
Well, sounds like it should be a great performance. Again, that's Monday, December 7th. And hopefully you guys get a lot of people out to show up and enjoy what the kids of Soda Springs and the schools around Soda Springs have been doing and putting together. Thank you again, Darcy, for the time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, and I hope everyone will come out for this awesome holiday concert.
That holiday concert again coming up next week. Be sure to plan on attending that. Caleb Burgraff here. We'll have one more break, come back, wrap things up here, give you a look at the upcoming schedule for next week as we have 5 more broadcasts coming your way starting Tuesday, going all the way through next Saturday with boys basketball for Soda having 3 games, 1 game for the girls, as well as a North Gem game that we're going to throw in there on the schedule as well. So keep it tuned right here. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're
believe
going to
this.
do is turn onto Marcy
and Brad
Avenue.
just broke up,
and go past
and
the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Back here at Soda Springs High School, wrapping things up one more time on your post-game show as the Cardinals come away with, again, a 63-44 victory over the South Fremont Cougars in their second game of the year. Cougars move to 0-2. Cardinals move to 2-0. As far as what's coming up on our broadcast schedule for next week, Tuesday we're going to be starting off with the Soda Springs girls basketball team traveling to Teton. You can listen to that game right here on KBRV 800 The Bear. The scheduled time right now, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock first tip for the Cardinals and the Teton Lady Redskins in a rematch of a game that went to overtime here at Soda Springs High School when the two teams played. On the 9th, we'll be traveling to Soda Springs boys basketball to Snake River, where we'll have a scheduled tip, at least at the time being for 7 o'clock. That might get moved back to 7:30 for the boys game. On December 10th, the North Gem boys basketball team will be taking their trip up to Ryrie. That'll be a 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock first tip for the North Gem basketball team. You can hear it right here, again, on KBRV 800 The Bear on Thursday. Friday, the Soda Springs boys travel up to South Fremont once again. That'll be a 7:10 and 7:30 broadcast and opening tip. And on December 12th, the weekend will start off with the Soda Springs boys basketball team at Sugar Salem. That will also be a scheduled 7:10 and 7:30 opening tip for that ball game there. That wraps things up for our broadcast here tonight, though, as the Soda Springs boys, as I said, move on to a 2-0 start to their season as they look to try and keep the hopes high and the mood bright for Soda Springs basketball. I want to thank you for listening in to the Cardinal postgame show, though. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used to rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank our sales team as well as our office manager, Kim Miller, and general manager, Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. Again, the final score from tonight's broadcast, 63-44, Soda Springs with a 19-point victory at home against the South Fremont Cougars as they move to 2-0 on the season. For tonight's videographer, Ben Jacobson, as always, thank you to him, and I'm Caleb Burgraff. Until next time the Cardinals take to the court, let's go Soda Springs.
We hope you have enjoyed this presentation of Caribou County basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Visit our website for a full schedule of upcoming games and for recaps of every game we have covered this year. Until next time we take to the air with Caribou County Sports, goodbye and good night.